I'm not on the... Nah.
Tuh.
Oh, shit.
Yes, you are. You're Kai still.
Oh, God.
Fervus
I'm
is on
on
the
Kai
mountain,
still.
bro.
God
All right.
damn it. My sheet's not... My fucking page isn't working. Give me a sec.
All right.
I roll
I'll
something.
open it up for
Oh.
you, and when you get in,
Fuck,
let me know.
yeah. Can you...
No worries. So, with that beginning, who would like to recap last time?
I will.
Hmm.
So... Fuck, let me just go back. So so after the Howler attack from 2 sessions past, most of the tribe is still spooked as the party lends their efforts to helping the rest of the tribe recover from the attack. Esther wishes to speak with the High Council, and Esther is asked to speak to the Youngins by the High Matron. And the last High Matron is currently being borrowed by another tribe, which is why there's currently a new one. Esther brings up the fact that the tribes have a general lack of preparedness for the elemental dismay. Um, the High Matron assures that the 5 are meeting soon. Originally, in a couple of weeks, the very Deosium is to be hosting, but this may be expedited or delayed. There hasn't been any word back yet from those parties about that. But the High Matron offers Esther an inquiry about it to send an inquiry for it as to when this sort of get together is happening. Esther starts telling stories about howlers and other various beasts that she's sort of met along her travels. Ariel gives a lesson in Latin to Sky because
Sorry.
it's fine.
It was a pretty good lesson, to be fair.
It's a pretty good lesson.
It was a lesson in the same way that a shotgun is like a bump.
What?
What?
You? That makes it better.
It just like blew all the Latin open, just all over the walls.
Yeah. Yeah, let me just... Okay. So
I suck
Esther-
at Latin. We learned this.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, Esther then smells a familiar smell, a kind of smelly smell that smells smelly. And Esther is presented with food from yesterday. Esther is given a proper breakfast after yesterday was rudely interrupted.
No. It was not food from yesterday.
It was not food from yesterday.
It was an amalgamation of food
that
made
was
by
made-
her matroned
yes.
kids.
Yes. That was featured yesterday, but they didn't get a chance to finish because of...
It fermented.
Yeah. P was somewhere involved in there. And then Esther tells everyone about the dragons and everything. And then Jasmine finds out that Esther has a girlfriend. And suddenly Esther is filled with an oncoming sense of dread. One of the party members, I believe it was Rosalind, was asked to fetch the fermented milk and honey that is very alcoholic, and Jasmine plans on getting Esther absolutely plastered just to get the truth out of her. Esther apparently didn't deem her significant other important enough to tell her mother about. Esther tells the party about the council meeting. Ashta was cooking in the armor in the meantime, but manages to find some refrigeration with the help of Rosalind. Esther shows Ashta her sand surfer, which will become important later, probably. Fun isn't really in Ashta's vocab, so he's not sure about this.
We're working on it.
We're working on it. Esther is yeeted the fuck out of the tent by Ash, and celebrations begin, proper this time, and hopefully not getting interrupted. Jasmine is absolutely interrogating Xenia, who is peeling in the sun at this point. Fervus is in the castle, enamored by everything in the castle, because he's not allowed in the tribe. Yay. Ashta is officially a dad by trying to keep both Fervus and Simone in one spot, his 2 proteges apparently. Esther continues to tell stories about everything, and the elders are recording all of these stories. Esther doesn't end up talking about what happened before she met the party. She just kind of didn't want to. Jasmine wants to fight Caius, who she learns is a wrestler. Esther has bells She wants to hear the shooty man jingle. Caius swaps stories with and has an arm wrestling match with Esther's mother, and then Caius's mouse, which isn't his worst gimmick. There's dancing. Ashta hates it, and the Bone Claw is ready and attacks as this ceremony is happening.
All right.
May I add one more thing?
Yeah.
Caius and Esther's mom proceeded to arm wrestle. Caius had
Yes.
the belt of strength on him.
Yes. I know.
Ashta ended up pointing this out.
Yes.
to Esther's
that's
mother.
Why he's a... Yes.
Also, there is now a friend of Esther's who was able to reach into one of the older dimensional planes, was it?
Yeah.
The Durag?
right about that.
Technically, okay.
I
Technically
don't know
not-
how to describe it in like basic terms.
The doo-wop.
That's okay. Technically not an older dimension or plane. It is a plane that was formed before magic was, but magic habitated it. That being said, it is now part of the plane of magic, the weave as you know it. Except it is the gaps in between the magic itself.
Yeah, it's,
Okay,
it's,
let's
it's not
say
like a
it's
proper
the-
place. It's like the space in between places, right?
It is
The
the, tea
area-
that the Bobo Bubbles are sitting in.
The area of anti-magic.
Not quite anti-magic, but anti-matter. Yeah.
Okay, so the area.
Anti-magic's a whole other thing.
But reminder, boys and girls, the negative energy plane does not exist in this continuity.
It doesn't. Because if it did, that would be part of the Shadowfell.
So we
Sorry.
got magic, we got anti-magic, and then we got not magic.
We have a lack of magic, yes.
Okay, so antimatter plane. Cool. And Esther's gonna try to learn how to do that. Yeet. Also, a lot of bonding between Esther and Rosalind. And Xenia
Yeah.
got sunburnt. Also important things.
Yeah.
And Zinnia was a birch tree.
Yeah,
Yeah.
still am, man.
Still.
And as a play-by-play from before combat started, Garil was basically keeping people away, and the Bone Claw appeared from beneath him, stabbed him through the back and out the stomach, and then once more dipped into the sand and disappeared. You guys are currently unaware as to where it is. It did
Yeah.
not technically move out of space, so it is not attack opportunity. Garil is currently where that G is, because I couldn't get a token working for him.
Yes, Caius has pulled out his crowbar.
Conrad, I hope you realize Esther's gonna have a panic attack after this combat.
Yeah, I do that to my characters a lot.
no, but I'm telling you, please be ready for it.
I am. It'll be
Okay.
interesting, that's for sure. But no, he is capable, and he is decently armored. He is also healing himself currently. But with that, we begin on Rosalind.
Okay, so that thing jumped out of the sand, stabbed him, and then burrowed back down? Or
Not
No.
burrowed, it just kind of sank into the ground.
no, I saw it. He heals, and then you said the creature rose back up. It's in my notes. Heals, creature rises back up.
Haha, call
In that
out.
case, it has not quite yet done that because you initiative rolled higher.
Okay, fine then. Let's go ahead.
My
and-
apologies.
Nope. That's fine. Let's go ahead and prep. Let's prep. This gives me a chance to get ready for some things. What's my usual MO? Action.
As a
for
reminder, we
that.
have Fire Shield and Radiant Soul up, as well as...
Eldritch Blade.
Crown of Stars is
Yeah.
up.
Okay.
I'm gonna put the little
That's
thingy
a
on
bit-
Esther.
It's her action. And so this thing burst out of the sand like right about there-ish. Roughly.
I'm just gonna,
Right
I'm gonna get on the
behind.
right layer. Sorry, I think the right layer to actually show it.
Yeah, right
Um,
behind G, Gareel. I assume.
On this side.
Okay, he's facing the other way. Got it.
Yeah.
The little sigil on Esther means the fire shield, though.
In that case, Rosalind's gonna kind of duck around here, not go too far, and hold position. That is her turn.
As you stand there in the light of the stars, could you click this kind of star spell for me as well?
I can click it. Note that. Do you just want me to read details? Because if I click it, it'll roll stuff, and I want to save that until I actually have to throw.
Yeah, it is the details I'm looking for.
All right.
I don't want to mention which part because it's a bit of a giveaway, but
If it's the light, because you just mentioned stars. She's shedding bright light in a 30-foot radius and dim light for an additional 30 feet.
Okay.
And how many stars do you get again?
I get 7. And as
Okay.
long as I have 4 or more, that's what the light is. Once I've got 1 to 3 motes remaining, I've only got dim light in a 30-foot radius.
Okay, sounds good.
So, 30 bright, 30 dim. Do you need auras up for that?
I'm currently making one.
Okay. Oh boy.
Yep, it's big.
All
You
of
produce a lot of light.
All of you are in bright light except for Xenia, who is in dim.
I cannot see nothing.
Yeah, she has the sunglasses on.
Yeah, it's currently only visible on mine and Ariel's screen.
Yeah, do you want to make it visible to everyone?
What's our
Wouldn't we all be able to see it?
Yes, I just don't
Um,
know how to make it
I believe it's in advanced.
advanced.
Yeah, and that's like Aura 1 everyone can see, or something. It's a checkbox.
I believe so.
Yep.
Damn.
Yeah.
There we go. This is a lot of light. Okay.
Aura 1
Aura
and
1.
Aura 2? Both visible?
Yes, so bright then dim.
I just want to change the color. There we go.
Yeah, that's a lot easier on the eyes.
Mhm.
Okay, that is all.
That is all.
Alright, next up is Caius.
All right. He is just going to ready his crowbar.
Okay.
And yeah, sort of towards Esther and Gorilla, and just sort of stay there.
As you see Garil kind of like kneeling on his feet, doing his best to put himself back together physically.
All right.
He kind of just looks up to you. It's like, I'll be better once it's not attacking me.
Fair enough. Draw it out.
Yeah. Alright. I assume a held action then?
Okay.
Alright. Next up is Ashta.
This thing, I guess this thing rolled terrible.
Or it's mood, I just didn't tell you guys.
Yeah. Either way. What are these guys again? Are they buildings?
Yeah. Don't put
Okay.
too much attention to them. They're a bit larger than that. I just didn't have a good way to...
Yeah,
look
just
out with, like,
motherfucker's not gonna be getting cover out of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
oh, yeah.
Yep. He's going to fly up about 5 feet. Maybe 10 feet up to there.
Your wings also produce light.
Good question. Flying speed, just radiant damage. No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I know the other Asmar one certainly does, though.
Yeah, that's why I wasn't sure.
You know what? Let's, If this is gonna be like the last combat we have him for, hey Caius, go nuts.
Oh
Yo.
shit! Yeah.
Oh dear.
Hoste, yeah.
You gave the toddler a Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
This is crackhead energy.
Oh god, you're right.
Damn.
Okay, and is that all?
Yeah, that'll be all.
Okay.
Now.
Next up would be Zibonka. So, properly on the map because it has to adjust its plans just a little bit. As it appears, just off to the right there.
Awesome.
It's not 10 feet wide, but it is long, spiny, and those arms look ridiculously long.
Ew. I don't like
And
it.
as it kind of rises from the sand up to about stomach level, you see the hand.
You see the hand? Uh-oh. Am I not hearing you guys? 1 second.
Oh great.
Okay.
It's gonna yoink
Okay.
me, isn't it?
Yep, are you good?
What's going on? What
Yeah.
are we seeing the hand do?
Are you good, Ari?
Start
Yes.
yoink, yeah.
I
good.
can hear you.
So as it raises its hand, you see it lock eyes with you, Esther.
Don't fucking
then-
touch me.
Briefly look towards Gareel. And it's gonna make first an attack against you.
Me?
Yes.
Bro.
Yes? You have words?
Yeah. Oh, I chose Warm Shield. So it's gonna, if it touches me, it's gonna take 2d8.
Does a 12 hit?
No, it don't.
Not anymore.
Oh shit. Oh shit, a 12 don't hit. That's
Okay.
weird.
Oh, for once.
For once.
It's
I've
gonna make
never
a
not-
second attack.
I've never
Against
not been
Gareel?
hit by something.
Reach 15.
A 24 is gonna hit Gareel.
Oh shit!
Stop touching
Okay,
my
gonna
man.
mark
Oh.
that onto his sheet.
Leave my son alone.
That's a big ouchie, bro.
Gee, Esther, how come Conrad lets you have 2 significant others?
Because one's gonna die.
The DM giveth, and the DM taketh away.
The DM can fucking yoink Aquarius for all I care. Leave my man alone.
Oh my
kidding.
god.
I'm kidding. I'm
Oh
kidding.
my
I'm kidding.
God.
Oh.
And speaking of
Yikes.
taking away, Gareel gets yanked 10 feet towards this creature.
I don't like that.
Doink.
If I can select the G.
Connor just likes tormenting my emotions. That's what he likes.
I know I'm moving both of you at once, so I can't move the G on its own. So I'll move you back in a second.
Give me back.
Move me.
Give me back. Give me.
Alright.
Alright, cool.
And then it's going to use its movement to drag him an additional 20 feet away. 2, 3, 4, 5.
Stop. Stop.
Oh, they
Kidnapping.
move
Stop.
fast.
Stop. Stop.
Okay.
Stop.
Is he moving at half speed?
Yeah, half speed because he's dragging someone.
Yep, that's what.
Oh, he.
And as you do so, you see as it kind of begins to mold into the ground once more as it takes the hide bonus action.
Can I still see it?
I'm going to roll that to myself, and I will let you know. Give me passive perception, starting from top of initiative.
Oh,
Rosalind?
that's me. Passive perception. Hold on, I'm double checking my feat. I've got. Where the hell did I put it?
How do you know your passive perception again?
It's your
10
thing.
plus your perception bonus.
But I've got a
Thank you.
bonus to that. I've got a +5 bonus to 20.
Okay, you can see it. Yeah, you can see it. Caius, passive.
Caius' passive perception. Where's my perception modifier? Oh, it's a 17.
Okay, you're good. Ashta, yeah, you're good.
Yep.
Um,
Very fucking me.
Esther,
Seven-
passive perception. 17?
17. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, you can all see it in that case.
Cool.
No,
Awesome.
He just got like his back to the wall, like badly. He's like Kronk, just
you,
like.
see as it takes its claws and like as it wraps it around in like in this massive palm, you see the claws wrap multiple times like a rope around Gareel as he gets like kind of enveloped in darkness. And as its skin turns black and blends a little bit against the sand, the sandy tan color in the background, it still stands out enough that you can see it.
Cool.
Okay, fair enough. All right.
Oh
Boy, you
boy.
undead.
Okay, so
Undead,
I assume you're
boy.
just gonna not hit Gareel with that.
Yeah, it's
by
evocation.
choice.
Like,
This thing's
Fair enough.
tall.
Okay. Move that onto Esther's initiative.
wait, what do you mean?
Oh.
What do you mean? Move that on Tester's initiative?
The tracker.
It makes a save, so it takes half damage.
Okay, I gotta
So-
roll the damage.
Disadvantage on the saving throw
68.
because it's undead.
One more.
What's your DC?
Oh shit! Wait, I think.
I'm sure it's better than 15.
Oh, it's
It'd be
16.
I was gonna say it better be at least 16. I got
Alright.
problems.
Suck my cocky fat dumbass.
Hey!
I'm talking to the monster, not you.
He is the he is nothing but bones.
Yeah, both me and the monster.
Like they're just long arm, gangly, bony individuals.
And what's the total on the damage for me, real quick?
28.
28. Alright.
68, right? Yeah, 68.
Alright, and it is
And is
currently
blinded until its next turn.
Okay.
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
Oh, that's gonna be real fun.
Line of Radiance as your action on any turn until the spell ends, and it lasts for a minute.
Oh, and you also produce light?
I do. Bright light in a 30-foot radius and dim light for an additional 30 feet. This
Oh
light
my
is sunlight.
God.
It's sunlight, so it's currently in a line directly hitting him.
God.
In a very big, bright line directly hitting this big boy.
I'm gonna make that a less terrible color.
Oh god, they're
Yes.
both green again.
Make it a red.
Red.
Less blue on the screen, please.
That's blue.
And you see Esther is fucking livid.
Oh my god, there's so many bright lights.
We got some Venn diagrams going here.
Yeah, it's like, whoa.
All right.
Yeah.
Smash
Ashta, do you want to pull your wings out and add a little bit more light to this? When
Wings
it's
are already
bright
out. They
big?
don't do that. That's the other,
Really?
that's the other Asmar feat.
Yeah.
Ah.
Guess what, Ariel?
Guys is gonna
Oh,
get
no.
to BBW completely
Phosphorus.
blind.
Phosphorus. Bring out the
Make it
phosphorus.
Oh no, I think I know what's about to happen. Okay. So, Esther, do you want to make your movement?
Uh-huh. So Esther is going to go... Oh shit, that's...
So I have like cantrip, so
I don't think
One,
it's
never
necessary
uses
for
it. But
3, 4, so she's behind this rock.
Okay.
Peeking out from the side. And so she's getting this dude in the bright light.
And if that is all, next up is Xenia.
Wait a minute, she's also on fire.
I mean, she's always on fire.
No, but like her whole body... Doesn't that give off light too?
No, your hair's not bright enough to produce light.
Fire shield.
No, fire shield.
Fire shield.
Oh, fire shield. It's not more than this is.
Okay, I was gonna say, could you
Yeah.
imagine just the increase? Fuck.
Fire shield
Like-
concentration.
That's what I'm
Ash
checking right now.
Ash just thankful he's wearing sunglasses.
Like, yeah, no, like, guys is in like the epicenter of these fucking bright lights. He's just like, for the love of God, stop.
It's bright. It's pretty
Fire
bright.
shield just lasts 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Nice.
Next up is Xenia.
Change of plans, alright. The only thing in my head now is just, I activate a continuous spell, because I don't know why.
Why?
They are going to bob over here.
Yep.
And just take a little bit of each light from this weird fucking Venn diagram. Look at this bitch, and please give me a level thing. It won't. I'm casting Moonbeam.
Alright, sorry, 1 second, I'll be right back.
Okay.
Bro.
I am upcasting it.
Is this the be right back that we were talking? That we were.
No, I don't think
Oh
so.
no.
No,
Don't forget to make your moonbeam circle. You're gonna want that.
God.
Please.
I am
That's this guy's feat.
I like-
full
This is
brightness.
like the biggest call out to the undead that I have ever seen. Like we're getting him in every spotlight we can find. Like,
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Once I get into range with this motherfucker, I resist necrotic.
Question for the other druid in the chat.
My fucking
What
Google
question
just
for the
got-
other chat?
For the other druid in the chat, how much is it upcasted with Moonbeam? Because mine does not have that.
I believe it's an extra die per level above.
Oh fuck yes, we're gonna do 5th level, so I'm rolling 3.
Yeah.
yes.
Sun and moon. Let's do it.
Until
At this
And
point, it's Ultra
stars.
Sun and Ultra
Sun,
Moon.
moon, and
Also-
stars.
until the minute ends, you can she can recast a new line of radiance. So wouldn't that be an additional damage?
Well, on your turn, yeah.
Yeah.
I am returned. Sorry.
Oh good, so it does do that then.
Indeed, Esther, you can do more damage on your turn.
I just wanna make sure with the same spell.
Yes.
Alright.
Yes, it is.
Works like Moonbeam.
5th level Moonbeam in like that corner where Garil is not.
Sounds good. Okay. Making a quick circle just so I know where it is for next turn.
That circle can cover it completely.
Hold Alt for circle / eclipse. I don't know how to do this.
Here, I have an idea. Look. Oh my god, I just zoomed in. Yikes. That's a close boy.
32 radiant damage.
Indeed it is. Good
I
lord,
don't know
y'all.
how to draw a circle.
That's okay, I'll draw.
I got
It's
it. I
5
got
already.
it. Ye-
5 foot radius. There's nothing about the light, so it's just that bright.
That didn't
light,
work.
but it is 40
That's
feet
big.
tall.
What the heck?
It's only 5 by 5.
No, it's
There we go.
a
I
bit
messed
smaller
up.
than that.
A little tinier, 5 by 5.
It's the same size as his token.
But it's 5 foot.
5 foot
Yeah,
radius.
it's 4 4.
Basically,
Yes,
if
okay.
you went from the center
Yes,
point.
sorry.
Yeah.
I forgot radius and center point. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
No,
Oh
Mr.
god.
I'm
No,
not drawing
that's me.
it.
Sorry, that's me.
I'm like, dude, I have not touched it. I deleted it for a
My
reason.
Alt Z for some reason brings Esther stuff back.
That's what undo is, Connor.
I didn't know I could undo your guys' stuff.
You're the GM.
And there goes the circle.
Oh, I also realized you did orange and everyone thought it was Sky. I can just be like, Kai, quit it out.
Yes,
Uh,
put it out. It's right there.
Yes.
Okay, sweet. Yeah, that hurted.
That's
That
just
shit hurted.
That shit hurted.
I'm just gonna be taking my sword out for now, and just in case it comes closer, and that's it.
Okay.
Give me a sec, I'm having tech issues. on.
And
Of
sorry, I saw the
course.
pictures posted in the chat. Next up is Rosalind once more. Oh, we got
Chill.
John went. Anyhow, this thing is still blinded, right?
seemingly.
Advantage?
Let me
Advantage
check.
happens?
Let me just check if this thing can be blinded.
Okay.
Yep, it can.
Alright, in that case, bonus action, one of the motes from the Crown of Stars goes off. That's 27 to hit.
Jesus Christ!
36 radiant damage.
Look what y'all are doing to my boy.
Look how they murdered my boy.
Bro, this man's can fuck right off.
And then,
Apparently.
as my action, I'm gonna cast Eldritch Blast.
Christ, that was your bonus action. Yeah, go ahead.
Yep. So
Dude, you
one,
threw a being of
two,
darkness
3,
against
14,
against the party
13,
with us.
14.
Okay. How do you want to do this? I would just like to quote myself to Ty. This will probably be a 1-round, 2-round combat. I'm glad I was right.
You were right. You were very right.
I thought for sure there would be more coming out. Oh my god.
No, this would be dead.
Ash just holding up his crossbow. He goes, "Huh." Aw.
How do you want to obliterate this?
Unexpectedly. Yeah. Just. She just flicks one of the stars from the crown on her head and immediately, like, throws a hand in an arc and 3 crackling red beams follow after it, impact it in the face. 1, 2, 3. And it falls over, and Rosalind just puts down her hand and goes, "Oh."
And you see as the hand releases the grip on Garil, it melts, almost. First you see the fingertips and the claws start disappearing. As it dissipates in a slowly more and more energetic, like, almost a burning fashion, like you get when you get the sparklers. But of motes of dark in this bright light you each have all created. Goes up the fingers, up the arm. You see the bones disappear and turn into this white smoke. Eventually the body is just gone. As Garil just kind of stands there, bloody and horrified.
Esther runs forward. She runs forward and
Shit,
pulls
y'all.
him into a hug.
When people say that parties go Nova, parties go Nova.
Maybe we should tone it down next time.
Rosalind's looking around.
No.
There must be more. That can't be the only one.
Yeah, there has to be.
Ash is on the lookout, but he has this like somewhat disappointed look on his face.
Is that it? Is that
Slowly
all we were to
unloads the
find?
bolt.
Was that it?
I mean, does anyone have anything that can detect undead?
Uh,
No.
Not undead. I can detect magic, but that's not really the same thing.
Garil, you're a cleric, aren't you?
He kind of just nods as he's like, you can see him pumping magic into his own chest, like just trying to stop the blood as best you can.
oh,
Astro will like volleyball this over. Oh, okay, heal. Never mind.
Honestly, the heal wasn't enough to heal him completely. So,
Astra throws him over the radiant equivalent of an IV drip.
yeah. And in combination with his own healing, he does, like, you see the wounds knit back together. He just goes, sorry, you're all concerned that was too easy?
Well, I mean,
Rosalind's
yeah.
levitating like 20 feet in the air, looking around, doing a slow rotation.
Esther's still on
Ash just doing
fire.
a quick scout around too while he's got some wings going.
Yep, let's have both of you make a perception check for me.
Can I use passive because of the bonus,
Sure.
or do you want me to roll?
You
It
can always
is
have the choice.
active. My passive is 20 and is always going to be better almost always going to be better than any roll. Like, actually,
Uh,
yeah, it's pretty much going to be better
I'll-
than most rolls.
in that case, I'll have Astro roll. He's got the sunglasses on.
Ooh.
Bro, you see
Yeah.
everything.
You look around, and there's this weird combination of ones and zeros, and you flip back into reality.
The Elsano in me wants to go. Can I against that?
So, yeah, looking around, you can see pretty clearly that the residents of the village have like begun hiding, but now that everything's calm, they're kind of just looking around like, all clear?
Yeah.
I guess at that point Astro like flies over and like the wings dissipate as he lands. Like, I think that was it.
That was really easy.
No time.
I feel like I misused a spell.
Me too.
Oh, I didn't.
Guys, you okay there, bud? As he's probably still hasted.
Yep. John, you are muted, by the way.
Wait, no, I did healing spirits, so that would have been that. So guys would have like crashed
Yeah.
at some point.
You said that immediately after, his mic stopped working.
So we can
You could
enjoy
see-
the mental image.
Yeah, you can see Caius's brain stuttering from the outside.
Like, Cass hates on them. Cass goes, yeah, let's do
Okay, so good thing I didn't turn into a dinosaur thing.
Also, John, your mic is muted currently.
He says mic isn't working.
Just making sure.
So that was it.
I don't see anything else, and I'm pretty sure if there was anything around here that we could see, I would see it.
I was just gonna look at Gariel for a second. What god do you worship?
Thoth? Why?
Well, clearly it didn't like you.
Guys, should we? I'm gonna go check out the castle just in case. Anyone want to come with me?
Yeah, sure, I'll head on.
Especially with you know who.
Yeah. Do you want to ride up?
Who
Can't,
are you referring to?
Ashta,
Hmm?
can't you contact Carson from here?
I mean, okay, yeah, fair enough. And he'll just give a quick ping over to guards, like, "Hey, buddy, everything all good up there?"
I mean, you guys are out of toilet paper, but
Oh my god.
There's no weird bone specters coming out of the ground and attacking people.
you're just like pause and just. No, that definitely came out of me.
Oh my.
No, what's up with you guys?
Just that happened. Just making sure it wasn't one of a few.
Give me a second. 1 second. I'll put
Yeah,
my belt
look
on.
out the
I'll check
window,
outside.
would you?
There's no windows in here. It's all stone. If this was a phone call, you would hear the sound of him like buckling his belt back up. And it seems like there's like a minute or two of quiet and just everyone seems calm.
Ask one of the birds to do a quick scout around if you can.
It's another minute of silence. I mean, it called me a guppy, but it said it's all fine.
Oh, what?
It said I was a guppy. I don't know. Birds are weird.
mental equivalent of a shrug. It's like, all right, we'll get toilet paper if we need. Call hangs up.
Disgusting. You see, as everyone comes back inside and says, one of the kids kind of walks up to you, Esther, and just goes, "Does this happen to you every day?"
It happens often, yes, but never something like that.
But you get attacked every day.
We get attacked frequently, but usually because we go looking for trouble.
Well, can you? And you know this is one of the kids who you didn't raise, but is very young, and just goes, "Can you wait to look for trouble somewhere else?"
And Esther will pick them up and just set them on her hip and go, "I will try, I promise."
I go, okay. And they lift a bowl up to you.
Oh,
Never
Thank
tried
you.
mine.
and she'll take a little sip.
Tastes pretty good, actually. Like a thin soup, but it's tasty.
It's very good. Now, who in the tribe, which council member would know more? Would it be the High Seer or the High Guardian who would know more about this kind of stuff?
Specifically undead, you mean, or what
Yeah.
part of it? Undead.
Like undead.
Um, probably. One second, while I go check that.
I would think the High Guardian.
I'm thinking the High Guardian. I just want to check one thing really fast, and I forgot to open the document, unfortunately.
It's okay. We will stall for time.
That's what I do best.
Gariel, can I see that crystal that you have?
Sure. I'm not going to get attacked again if I bring it out, right?
No, I assume not.
Reassuring.
Asher
He
keeps
kinda-
an eye out just in case.
Yeah.
He twists his hand and it appears once more in his palm. Different motion than last time, but it's there.
Can I hold it for a moment? Or.
Sure. And if it stabs you, I told you so.
Okay.
You do, and you get the same sense as Ash got from last time, that your Fane kind of take notice of it, and then immediately refer to it as basically crystallized Fane. Not Ix, but Fane specifically.
And you said it was the same power that this kid has?
No, never said that.
Oh, never mind. I'm confusing that with something else.
I think that other people in the chat were comparing it to the kid just for things appearing around the party or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay,
It
yeah,
was
that makes more
never-
sense.
Yeah, it was never an official, this is just like from the DM.
This is very strong, what you have,
Okay, how do you know that?
because I can feel it.
Okay. Um,
There are certain, I don't know how to explain this. There are certain creatures of knowledge that are older than this world. They're very,
Yeah,
very
the-
ancient.
yeah, I've heard rumors of them, yes. It makes
So you
sense that this is
know-
an artifact of those kind of creatures.
It is. It's not just an artifact, it is them, but crystallized.
So remains?
Mm, I'm not sure, and she's gonna ask her Fane, are they still alive in there?
You kind of get the, like, as far as they know, Fane don't die unless killed.
The fuck? Okay, well, how
People
can...
die when they are killed.
Thank you, that's
Yeah.
very helpful.
They
She's
only
gonna-
die when they're killed, I mean.
They don't.
she's
get
gonna-
They don't have
age,
physical
they don't
bodies.
Get sickness. Basically,
She's gonna-
vampire rules.
Yeah.
She's gonna ask, though, so, in that case, like, how do they get crystal... What?
The message I sent.
Oh.
Death needs things to die. It's a very Raven Queen sentence, too.
It's much more threatening.
Yeah.
Death.
if you mean it as like the person.
Life needs things to live, but death needs things to die.
Yo, Death is short on his quota this month. It
I
is
like that.
time.
Somehow, the more threatening quote fits Caduceus better than it fits Percy.
There's a quota. Send in the locusts.
Yeah. Okay.
Um, So, how could these become crystallized? How can you become crystallized?
The Ix did it before. It's usually a sign of an infection. But
So, are these
there's
veins...
there's nothing to infect. It's the crystals are a side effect of a creature being infected, not of the Ix being infected. So
What
whatever
about
this
the
is something else.
Is it the Fane being infected?
Again, we don't have physicality. We never have.
Could the Fane have incorporated something, but it was so small that the creature itself was eventually crystallized?
Possibly if some manipulation was done to them, or potentially this is a... Maybe the Fane decided to attach to some object that was once sentient. We don't really have a way of knowing.
Can you not hear them? Are they not
They're,
commingling, or
if they're alive, they're not awake.
are you able to wake them?
Not usually. We can try.
Could you? And she'll look at Gariel and just, I'm going to try something.
Okay, should I step back?
Probably for the best, just in case.
He kind of takes a step back, but you see he's a bit hesitant to get too far from you.
The fire has gone out, by the way. Esther is no longer completely on fire.
No, that didn't seem to bother him. He's fire resistant. He's a tiefling.
Oh, no, I know. I'm just saying for the sake of
Yeah.
Right.
story.
Yeah, and how are you trying to assist the Thane in this?
Psychic energy, I guess?
Through magic or through your own capability?
Let's go through all the meditative capabilities, because she's reached, I think, 100 hours, actually, right now of meditation.
Just give me a quick check.
68 hours of meditation. Also, by the way, Rosalind,
Uh-huh.
or Ariel, Esther's the one proficient in enchanting training. She's got 100 out of 100 right now.
Got it. Okay. I had a feeling someone made it.
Yeah. No, I'm at 68 hours of meditation.
Alright. Do me a favor and give me an intelligence check, Esther.
I thought you were about to say save, and I was like, oh dear. There
Well,
was a
depending on the check.
mistake. Oh.
So, as you channel not the magic that you use to manipulate, not the weave, you instead reach out for. It's more of a calling out than a reaching out. It's not a force you can manipulate, but it is one you've known you can convince before. And as you try to put this energy, give the Thane inside them to latch onto, you feel them lead your mind from it.
Oh no.
An attempt to jumpstart this crystal, basically.
Oof.
For a moment, it pulses in your hand. Not any light, not any heat. Just a pulse of that reciprocal energy that you were just pushing out. And it flashes. And then the Thane will turn to you and say, we tried. It's like trying to talk to a corpse. Yeah, you can grab it by the mouth and make it look like it's talking. But doesn't mean it is.
I don't understand. So are they...
We don't know. They're inaccessible right now.
If Astra sees like Esther kind of like focusing on this thing,
Yeah.
again, he might just walk by. It's like, I mean, we have a person of interest that would probably have more insight into this than anyone. Say anything like the purified shard we got.
I assume this is
Mhm.
over Fane.
Yeah, sure, but he'll get Esther's attention, and it's like maybe just beforehand. It's like I think there could be someone we know who knows about this.
Alright, but I don't think Ariel is willing to part with it for that long.
You do seem kind of nervous not having his hands. His fingers are kind of twitching and he's tapping it against like his shins, or his knees, I mean.
She kind of like glances over, just like, what do you rely on it, or is it just valuable to you?
It's how I channel my magic. It's my holy symbol.
It's his... Well, it's also a focus in a sense.
Yes, for us clerical types, the holy symbol is our focus.
And you're a cleric of good, I assume.
I'm a cleric of knowledge.
Both.
We've found forbidden knowledge and we've entrapped it somewhere it can't be taken before. We've taken knowledge we've thought useful and given it out to the world, but time will tell if it's useful. We're researchers. We try to understand.
Would, And she's gonna feign over to Ashta. Could we bring him aboard, maybe?
That's a slightly more complicated question, but I mean, I'm sure he'd be willing if it's to
I'm-
figure out what the hell it is.
I want to know what it is. It is very interesting. There is something going on with it that I want to understand.
But I'm not. Can you trust this person?
I would trust him with my life.
Guess I'll have to take you on that then.
And
Sure, we can
considering we just saved his, he's a bit more, I suppose, malleable at the moment.
Yes, but we're not. But if this is a cleric of knowledge, he's probably gonna want to know things.
We'll keep it guarded.
You need to know when we're up there.
Will do. But it is late, and if we do leave, we should do it tomorrow.
I want to at least head back up there. Something's bugging me. I want to make sure everything's good up there.
I need to speak to those of my council before I go.
Well, I assume I'm not invited anyways, so we're good there.
She'll turn to Gariel and just, so, I can't, the Fane, what they're called, the beings of thought and knowledge that are inside your crystal right now, it's almost like they're inaccessible.
They're at least related to it. And,
Wait.
I mean, it feels like that's what they are.
How are you two able to tell? We've brought this to.
One sec, sorry.
No worries.
Alright, we good, never mind. Continue.
He kind of looks at you guys like amazed for a moment, like, we've had researchers looking at this thing for years. People who have access, direct contact with the God of Knowledge. What do you mean you know what this is?
It's a long story.
And let's put it this way, if you're interested in this information, you're going to take what we give you, and you're not going to press further.
He kind of gives you a look, Ashta, and says, "Can I have my crystal back, please?"
Esther
Esther's
just
the one
looks-
holding it.
Yeah, he's looking at you when he says this, and he kind of reaches his hand towards Esther.
Esther hands it back, and she
Mhm.
just kind of gives Ashta a little bit of a side glare.
Actually, you can feel that instinctive rising of the hairs once more as you kind of say this to him. And you see him kind of twist his hand, and it disappears once more, and the crystal goes with it. He goes, "I'm willing to be part of this, but I'd appreciate if you explain, please."
Look, as a cleric of knowledge, I'm sure you understand the concept of sensitive knowledge.
Yes.
And this is
Should we do this away from the village?
This is something we might not be doing right this instance, really.
But this conversation, I mean.
Yes, another time. This
You
is
can do it right now if you wish. And he kind of like raises his hand like about to snap, but like waiting for you. I have a private area.
Don't you have a council to
Hello.
get to?
They can be put on pause. This is important. In order for him to understand and be willing to give us this crystal, it needs to be explained properly.
Is this over Fane? Sorry.
No, this is out loud.
And he just looks over and is like, "Yes, but we have other priorities right now. This
I
is
know
an
we have-
interesting thread, but we can't go throwing out information of our own just because we have an interest in something."
I hardly see how these things are classified.
And just sends the thing over and just like, look, it's one thing
Look.
if we're giving Fane to people we know are simple. Carson is a weird magic guy. Issa is a guard of Rosalind. But this is, as he said, someone who has a direct line with a god of knowledge. This is a whole mess it sounds like we're about to get into that I'd rather not before we get some things done that we need to.
I never said give them to him.
Then what's the intention here?
Tell him what they are.
That's giving
That-
information.
But I never said give him Fane.
I'm not saying give him Fane. I'm saying you're giving information to someone who apparently has a direct line into a god of knowledge and is a part of a large assembly.
To clarify, he does not. He's part of a clerical order which has researched this gem, and has access to a god through the higher Clerics of Arcana.
But he's part of a group, sorry, that has...
Yeah, he's the research group, yes.
Yes. And those groups are very, very concerned about getting knowledge they want.
Both
This
of you
just
roll me a-
seems like
Sorry,
this
one
just
more thing.
seems like a whole big thing we're getting into that we don't need to right now.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
You do see Galir kind of like put his hand up and be like, if this is an issue, that's fine. I just wanted to offer us a place to speak. But I can give you guys some time if you'd like.
We need to speak in our own further later. That's why I say we can do this another time.
All
I
right. In that case, I
apologize.
will... It's alright, I understand this is a lot.
Can you bring me to the council, please?
Like the High Council, or
The High Council.
can I bring you right now? Like,
Yes.
theoretically, yes. I don't know if they're all assembled yet, but...
Then the closest one that we can find, please. Most of them are new, and I suppose you would know them better.
Sorry, to be clear, do you mean from your tribe or from the tribes?
My tribe.
Oh, your tribe. Okay. In that case, sorry, misunderstood. He says, sure, they should just be in the village still, and he kind of gestures towards. And you see people actually beginning to do what you know is kind of the night before preparations to begin the nomadic travel once more. But you know that they're still going to sleep here for tonight.
Hmm.
And he kind of points out a couple of the tents of each one, which to answer your earlier question, the High Seer would know best.
All right.
And he kind of goes, I'm going to do my rounds of making sure everyone's okay, make sure those who need healing get me. If you need me again, just come find me. I'll be around.
Thank you.
Nods to you, Esther, and he gives a glance to you, Ashta, and the barest trace of a nod, but it's a bit of a dismissive expression on his face.
And managed to give just like a half-hearted just wave as well.
Wait. And she's saying this to Guriel.
And he kind of just looks at you.
She'll give him a hug.
He smiles, and as usual, he wraps both arms around you, and you feel his tail wrap waist as well.
Scared. All 9 circles of hell out of me.
Well, don't worry, I'm in no plans to go and meet anyone there, so.
Just try not to get yourself killed.
I do so every day. Same goes to you. From what I've been told, I have a better track record than you do. He kind of
Really?
taps on the shoulder and keeps walking.
Yes, I failed at that once. And Esther's just gonna look at Ashta. I'm going to go speak to the High Seer. You're more than welcome to accompany me
Do you know who you're taking with you to the proper council meeting?
to the proper council meeting. That doesn't occur until, well, a few weeks.
Do you know who you're
Roughly
taking
2
with you,
weeks.
if anyone?
I don't
Is
know.
this something
That's-
you're going on your own, or are we hopping up on the castle?
You are more than welcome to come. I just don't know who's going to be allowed in the actual meeting. I would
Maybe
prefer to
fi-
have you
Maybe
there.
find that out then.
That's what I'm going to ask.
Alright. Well then.
You would know, Esther, that anyone is welcome to be in the area, as most of the tribes meet up. Like most of the immobile members go at least once. It's kind of like a, I can't remember the proper word, but the Nordic tradition of all the,
The thing.
yeah, of all the the kings meeting at once.
Yeah.
Thank you for that wonderful description, Ariel.
It's outright called The Thing. That's the
No, I know,
proper
but
name.
what's the name in the other language?
Thing.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Sorry,
I heard the dial-up noises going on there.
I thought it was something mutt.
Maybe there's another meeting.
Yeah, that means
that I
thing.
don't know of, but
In Norse.
okay.
Regardless, it's a large scale meeting where most of the nomadic tribes go there. Kind of like the semi-nomadic don't do as much.
The 5
Um,
councils meet, basically.
Yes, exactly. And who goes into the tent itself? This is like a multi-day meeting. You're not going to be there for the whole thing. But any major concerns, usually the head of that minor tribe, in which case it'd be your High Seer. High Seer, I think. Would enter, as well as anyone who they deem necessary to be part of this conversation. So, really, you'd have to convince the. I'm gonna make sure it's the Seer. I think it's the Seer. I see.
All of the council members enter, but
Right.
it's currently the seer who is with Esther.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Because yours is a Seer concerned input.
In a sense, it's also concerned for the High Guardians, for the warriors, for that kind of stuff. It's more so a whole tribal matter
True.
of being
Um,
completely prepared.
Yeah, true. But it is the Seer who's taking you in. So,
Mhm.
so yeah, if you could basically convince her to bring them in, she'd be able to. But it's her final decision.
All right, well then she'll leave to go speak to the seer.
And you find her simple enough, she kind of nods to you, and I don't mean this rudely. How long do you plan to stay with us again? It
Not
seems you
long.
attract
When you leaving?
dangerous attention every time we throw a party for you.
I'm sorry. I'm terribly sorry.
I recognize it's not your fault, but I do need to ask.
We will be gone very, very soon.
Alright. Feel free to stay the night, and we'll make sure we don't throw another party in the morning. She kind of smiles.
Please don't. um, the undead. Why was it attempting to kidnap somebody who worships Thoth?
I wish I could tell you I didn't see it firsthand.
It was
I
an
saw it
undead.
appeared, and... Folkmoot! That's what I was trying to think of, thank you.
That's Anglo-Saxon, apparently.
Okay, thank you.
Old Norse
Um,
was... Sorry.
Yeah, no worries. I didn't see it firsthand. I saw it appear, I saw the first strike, and then I began to run. As I'm not particularly skillful in fighting right now.
It's alright. Do you normally get visited by the undead?
Very rarely. It's been probably 20 years since we've seen a mummy of some kind. Every once in a while we'll get things following the Howlers or something similar.
So something like this is unprecedented.
For this tribe, but it's a large desert. I've
Yeah.
heard of things like this before.
To the west would most likely be more common.
Sometimes. I've heard this once before. Hold on. And you see her kind of turn around and go to open up a book. She flips through the pages. Let's see. As I read my arcane tomes of knowledge I can never remember the names of. She flips through and eventually gets to it and says, maybe this is important information to bring as well. It seems that the Veridosium, this has happened a couple times. Last one was 150 years ago, and past that was year isn't recorded.
So
It's
this
happened
is
before.
but never out here.
No. It says that when it attacked once, it seems a plate of them followed one specific person. Although that was only for one. For the other one, it seems that they kind of just wantonly went to fight, and every few days would return to attack once more until eventually it just stopped. One time, the first time it took 10 years.
Wait. But did they eventually kill it?
They killed it every time. It seems either a number of them came after, always one at a time, but
And you said the last time it was targeting a specific person.
yes. Although after a week and a half, it seems to have stopped without any discernible reason.
How long has Gariel been back in the tribe?
3 months now? 4 months?
And you haven't had an occurrence?
No, he's been wonderful.
And I'm not saying it's something to do with him. I'm saying
No,
it
I
might be
know, I
something
mean-
he has.
He's been telling stories, helping us update our records, discussing a lot of lore with me, actually. We never even touched on the topic of undead, though, so I don't know. It didn't seem like he was concerned about something like this.
So in all the recordings, though, this thing kept coming back or things similar to it,
Yeah, seemingly, yes.
despite it being killed.
Yes. It disappeared into shadows each time, including the times when they finally stopped. But
And that's why that was too easy. Okay. Alright. I don't know if he is the issue or if we are the problem.
for all we know, it could be neither.
Which means you're not safe as long as either are here.
Potentially.
Thank you. That's very helpful. Also, Conrad, did you read the message I sent you?
Yes. I don't quite recall what you're referring to.
Bonding.
Just yes. That would be the seer, or potentially the High Guardian might. There's a slight chance the High Mentalist would, but you're not sure as to of where they would know this.
Do you mind switching to Hush Hush Chat?
Yeah, sure thing.
Sick.
Secrets.
Well, damn then.
My apologies. We'll be back in a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Goodness.
You know,
I
would be.
can't see.
Oh, there we go.
I'm gonna make some weird shit with the rest of that brass dragon corpse if it's okay with everyone else.
Have
Be
fun.
careful with
Yeah.
it, but okay.
So there's 3 things I want to make, and I'll share 2 of them with you because one of them's a special one.
Purvis will probably help you out.
Treat it like you're handling like ridiculously hot peppers, or it's like wear gloves. Make sure nothing gets in your eyes or your any orifice or in any open cuts.
Purvis
Yeah.
isn't helping with number 3, but he can
Okay,
help with
okay.
number 1 and 2,
Okay.
where
doesn't know.
because we have the head, so I'm taking its teeth out and trying to and its jawbone, crushing it into a powder, and trying to make a potion of strength.
Okay.
And then I'm removing its heart and its brain to try and get some sort of essence that made it have legendary resistances and try to make a potion of resistance to something.
Ooh.
Cool.
Okay.
Just keep in mind that heart and brain were where we're having a party.
Oh, I removed all that stuff, remember? That's completely separate now.
Is it like not any overlap at all?
I removed it all. There's... Everything that's in your haversack is all the removed dicks. I did very well at removing that stuff when we did it.
Maybe just have your Fane do a quick like scan over it just in case.
The Thane will start screaming once I walk close. I'll know.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
I'm pretty
First,
sure if there was
questions
anything Ix left of it, we'd know by now.
Mm.
And number 3 is...
Ty,
Yes.
just as a note,
Yes.
Purvis can already make a bunch of potions of resistance.
Okay, but
just
Ty
as
wants
a
to.
note. Okay.
If you can
Yeah,
make a potion of basically legendary resistance where after drinking it for a time you can choose to succeed on one save regardless, could
That's
be
what I'm
handy.
working towards. That's what I'm going towards. And then the other one's gonna be fun, which is
You might
probably
just start
gonna-
with like an indomitable potion, maybe. But yeah,
But I will need all of that Ixie stuff. But I will use gloves for that. Do need that.
for
Number 3.
go on.
Number 3.
That's all the information we're getting.
Wouldn't it be extra funny
Because it's
if
with
Conrad? No, if Conrad had to suddenly leave while he was in the other chat.
That's-
Yeah. That'd
He-
be hilarious.
I
I'd
think he would-
fucking kill him.
I think he would mute a message in the chat.
Yeah.
But
No.
it's Conrad. He probably will, and if not, I could call him at that
Yeah,
point.
or Sky could just come in like, "Hey, Conrad died."
Delete. And yeah. Purvis will not be played until the new year. Great.
It's
I am desperately trying to get to the castle, my dude.
Yeah,
I know you are, but like,
let's get some downtime, and then hopefully in the new year we're doing the jailbreak.
Yeah.
God.
I-
Did you say hopefully in the new year, as in it might take a whole nother year before we get to the jailbreak?
The new year, 2020.
I know, but that means the entirety of 2020.
No,
We
the new
might
year.
get to the jailbreak.
Hey,
Which, I
don't
mean, at
know
the
how
rate we're
long
going.
At the rate we're going, we want to make a lot of stops in Flus, so that's going to be a thing. Lucerne, because that's going to be a tiny thing. Where
Then
else
we're gonna fall through a portal and we're gonna be stuck in like the abyss, for like the next 6 months.
And then we have to go kill some snakes. And then, yeah. So,
Listen, man, I just want to play this new character that I created. All right, man.
I know.
we know.
It's the carrot that's been dangling in front of me. I'm like, come on!
We should really sell some of the stuff we have for not going to use it, but also we could all have really cool red dragon armor. Except Ashton, because he has his badass armor already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rosalind too.
You could put
Because
some
Yeah.
stuff on his cloak.
That's true.
Like you
I
could have like the. I'm sorry, I really just did the art. You see, this is the best time to choose when to change your character's outfit. Is the session after.
See, yeah.
No, but you could probably do some sort of like.
also known as being an abject dick to Ariel.
Oh, I do need to make the poison. I need to make some of that poison. That's gonna be fun.
Oh, there's something Ash has that if Xenia and also if Fervus are getting up to alchemy shit,
Yeah.
he has something you can potentially like reduce something down to 1 dose. I remember Conrad said way back on.
I'm tempted. I'm looking at like
is-
all the poisons we have, and it's great.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
the fat snake bottle from way back in the in the copy cave.
Oh
Yeah, so I have.
What? Oh, fuck.
Yeah, it's the potion that makes you not fear death.
Okay.
Oh, it's the. Oh, I.
Okay.
Okay. How
Oh,
much
that
is
one.
there? Because Xenia wants to make. Xenia would want to make it into something really fun.
It is all on the outside, and Conrad said specifically if you took the time to, you could reduce it. You could basically clean it out to get down to 1 dosage.
If I make it into a poison, would anyone be mad?
I mean, I'd sooner have it for a potion of just immune to fear.
Yeah.
That's-
Your immunity.
Yeah. But I also would want to make it into a poison to make someone so confident that it's like the bravado thing you gave Marley.
Yep.
Like that's what I want to do with it.
I gotta say, I am like so pleasantly surprised that keeps coming up.
Devin, yeah.
It's great. It's because that was like one of the things that we just went, oh shit, he dead.
Yeah.
Because the Marley fight was literally, oh shit, he dead.
Yeah.
But up until the
Okay.
the last 10 seconds, but up until then, it's like, yeah, he looks fine.
Yeah, and that was panic-inducing. It's like, do we need to run? Is this too much for us? Do we need to get out of
Yeah.
here?
And then
But
just the
yeah.
how do you want to do this, and it was great. But like, I may want to do a bravado thing for that, just to be like, someone gets hit with it, probably give it to Ashta as like a poison for his bolts.
The thing
Possibly.
on a meta level.
And we
very-
back.
Hello.
I never got to talk about it.
On a meta level.
On a meta level, a bravado poison that makes an enemy overconfident to the point of them dying because they don't run away. Very, very seldom in D&D does an enemy actually run away.
That's fair.
Oh, true.
That
So,
barely
a-
happens in general anyway.
So
yeah.
making it into a potion of resistance to frightened
Fear,
condition or
yeah.
immunity to frightened condition
More
might be more
helpful.
And
useful.
Fervus can make those potions anyway. He has the capability to make potions of heroism if need be. You could just ask him. Like, can you make these? Like, yeah, he could probably.
But
If we
it's-
don't
but
use it in like the next 6 months, if we don't use it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're back.
Yep.
Gesundheit.
Thank you. Thank you. All right.
So, as Esther, you leave the High Seer's tent. Things have calmed down. People have gone to bed, and people are tired, man.
Mm.
In the meantime, has anyone been doing anything?
Asha is asking who would like to come up to the castle with them because he
Probably
wants to make
someone, yeah.
sure there's no shit going on up there.
Rosalind's gonna stay down here with Esther. Assuming Esther's gonna spend one last night with her family, Rosalind's gonna stay here so that she's not going up to the castle alone.
Well, no, Ash will probably be coming back. He just wants to go check that place out for a bit.
She's still gonna stay.
Xenia has the eyes to help out, so they'll come up. And they can
Alright,
turn
alright.
into an eagle, so that can help him.
Rosalind will send Thorn along with them, just in case.
Yeah, Caius is going up as well.
Alright. So, as you three, I assume, take Lucy up.
Yeah, probably could.
Probably
sure.
Okay. Yeah, y'all are pretty
at,
close.
at war, Xenia could do a wild shape.
Yeah, I was already gonna turn into one anyway.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, giant eagle, just whoosh.
Whoosh. You and Lucy have a bit of a race up.
Bitch.
He wins. He's
Yeah.
very fast. But you make it up to the castle. You can roll perception checks and insight checks to talk to people and find information if you'd like.
Let me check giant eagle for a sec.
Sure.
Do 21-17.
Kaius,
Caius,
would you like?
perception?
Oh, sorry. Yep, perception and
get-
insight.
Do I get the advantage as the giant eagle?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just click it twice, because my sheet's slow.
Sure.
30.
Hey.
Okay. Yeah. As you come in, all is well. People are calm. Most people are asleep. Well, that's a lie. About half people are asleep. The dwarves are nocturnal when above ground, for the most part. So people
Fergus
are-
is also like probably tinkering with some potions as well.
Yeah, you find Fergus in the company of Rosalind's alchemists. He's fit right in immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Asha walks in, just like, I see you're settling in nicely.
Yeah, they have a lot of interesting theories about things. So,
You talked to Issa, everything all good there?
yeah.
You see one of them go like, everyone cover their nose for a moment. You hear from one of the dwarves.
Ash immediately just bandana up.
You see what looks to be some kind of like animal bladder kind of start puffing up and then just pop like a balloon. Then nothing.
Ash takes a few steps back.
Yeah, Fergus will also do so as well.
Seems pretty calm.
Mm. Have you gotten much of a proper tour of the area? Vervis?
Most of the castle area.
Yeah. Or did you just kind of run right to the alchemy barracks?
Well, I saw the alchemy barracks first, but I thought I'd take a look around.
One of the dwarves, one hand still on the nose, kind of looks up to you, Ash, and goes, "Don't worry, sir. We'll make sure we get settled right and ready."
Oh my god.
The only voice Connor will ever do.
Asher like keeps like does his best to keep a straight face, just like, yep, sure thing. Need anything to let us know?
Roll me either performance or deception check on that one.
He's not gonna do well.
He has the mask. If he has the bandana on, they can't really see his face.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
a good
true.
point.
True.
Or DC maybe. 21.
You're fine. You're fine.
Poker face.
He is perfect.
He pulls the bandana down and the face is just completely at zero.
Pull the bandana down. It smells horrendous in there.
Rank.
Like I need like Constitution saving throw horrendous.
Oh dear.
Oh
He
shit.
slowly puts it back up. Did no one else?
They're all covering their nose still.
Yeah, Fergus still has like a bandana. Up as well.
Wouldn't it have gone through the bandana?
It's a magical bandana.
Yep.
Oh, I was gonna
Watch this.
say
Yeah,
permeable.
he's covering his nose as well.
And he's just like, all right, back up.
Right.
Sorry, sir. Just testing out a stink bomb.
Just
Shall we,
someone get a prestidigitation in here. I swear to God, if it smells like that.
Like
for the next
6
week.
hands wave.
Yep. It smells like a face punch of potpourri.
Yeah, kind of.
Thankfully for you, stink bombs are not my cup of tea either.
If you were
Okay.
drinking.
Okay, so what do you do then?
I have
We
couple
saw a
of-
bit of what you could do, but
Yes.
you know, you're kind of running, bleeding.
Yeah, that wasn't the greatest look for me, but I can certainly show you what I have. For one thing, and he'll pull out the giant toppler whip.
Out in the yard. Let's go. You're
Huh?
not. You're not breaking anyone else's stuff.
I'm not gonna do anything. I'm just gonna shoot. I'm just gonna.
He's walking out to the yard. Let's go.
Yeah, we're walking out the yard. Yeah, we're not gonna break anyone else's thing.
Giant
So,
eagle zinnias swooping down and trying to land on Ashton, then realizing they're a giant eagle and turning back.
Well, okay. Hello.
And still
He's
land
got
on
armor. You
Ashton?
could land on his shoulders.
I'm gonna land on Ashton's shoulders.
Yeah.
Probably as
So
tall
he
as
has-
him.
He has the giant toppler, but he also has
Taller.
So he basically pops off the cork of one of his bombs, and he pours it onto the actual length of the whip, and you see it catch fire.
Huh.
Yeah. Small
Yes,
bomb.
it is Ariel.
And then he starts showing him the various, so like lightning bombs, cryo bombs, holy bombs, non-lethal bombs, quiet bombs. He doesn't quite use it, but he shows him. This is theoretically a teleportation bomb. I haven't tested it yet.
Do you want me to?
Teleportation.
I literally am more stable with teleportation. You've got about it way less than half the chance of opening a rift.
You're right.
Right. Yeah, that was a theoretical probability that I was sure I'd run into, which is why I haven't tested it yet.
Asher like
Esther
puts a
just
hand
got
out.
Possible
And I
bomb.
give him the teleport bomb.
So how does it work? You just throw it, or
Yeah.
just kind of looks around, glances over to like 30 feet in a direction, and just. Going to Urgent teleportation bomb. Teleportation bomb does no damage. Instead, it opens a rift in space. It's
Oh, great.
Teleportation. Loads within 30 feet. Alright. 2d20. We're good.
You're not gonna open a rift. Opens a rift in space.
It's a 1 in 100, I think. More. And what's the probability on that now?
It's kind of muted.
No, it's like, what's the probability of 2 1s in a row for 2d20s? But, yeah, he just looks over and just, seems to work.
Yeah, that worked swimmingly. And he like writes a bit of it down there. You know, tries to like he tries to like calculate out the probability of something going awry. Psionic bombs in case. He has psionic bombs and stuff as well. And this one. I've been experimenting with putting fast-acting toxins in my bomb's explosive components. And these could possibly help you guys out as well when it comes to saving throws.
What if you stick that in a body?
I have not tested that.
Can I get some of your
Has
samples?
disadvantage on the next strength and greater constitution saving throw it makes before the end of its next turn. Ooh. Oh, Conrad has a question.
Most horrifying question.
No, have you
Wait,
tested
no.
that inside the human body is the most horrifying question.
Oh,
And I would like some samples.
oh sorry, I thought it was just most horrifying and then question, but no.
He like hesitantly puts one of the venom bombs in Xenia's hands.
Xenia eats it.
No.
I
Esther will eat it. The forbidden gummy.
I mean, you could do it with a firebomb.
No, I'm going to make it into injectable poison.
Does that, real
Ooh,
quick,
if you
does Ash
want
just see
poison,
the,
I can supply you with those as well.
out of curiosity, does Ash just see the belt on Fergus's, like, waist?
Yeah.
Yeah. He just looks over and is like, oh, you got one of those too, do you?
What do you mean?
Belt.
The everything belt.
The what?
The belt.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
seem to be swinging that sword around with a lot more vigor than your frame would suggest.
Actually, they're my gauntlets.
Oh, sorry, is it gauntlets?
Yeah, it's gauntlets of overpower.
Oh, sorry, I thought you meant the belt with the bombs on them.
Oh,
No, sorry, I meant the.
Batman belt.
Yeah, I thought it was like a
No,
giant
he
strength
has,
belt.
but he does have.
He has a utility belt, is what I
he has
meant.
utility
Okay,
belt.
yeah.
Aw, he's a little Batman.
Okay, does Ash to recognize the gauntlets in that case?
Roll an Arcana check.
Alright. 18.
You've heard of gauntlets that can enhance strength. You wouldn't know the specifics of them, but they're gauntlets that make you stronger.
Yep.
It would make sense.
They've got ogre's faces on them, and he's swinging a sword with much more strength than you would imagine for his fucking thick ass.
Yeah.
You notice that they're stronger. There's no ogre face on them. They're not that garish, but they do use a bit of orichalcum. Or I can never say it right. Orichalcum.
Or Calcum.
They don't have
Yeah.
Caius level of gaudy.
Yeah, which as a note is one of the things that makes your mithril armor.
Neat.
So.
Yeah.
Anyways, he's just like, so, out of curiosity, what can you do without them on?
Without these gauntlets,
He nods.
He reaches into. I don't really need the whip per se. I could instead use one of these, and he pulls out a
Whip.
bomb launcher.
Does it look anything like a crossbow?
No, it looks a bit like an atlatl.
Like a what?
Atlatl.
Say that again.
Bless you.
An atlatl. It's
Bless you.
Okay, think a spear.
Just type it out.
Sure, I'm saying it how it's spelled.
An atlas.
No, atlatl.
Okay,
Bless you.
I think I... Honestly, the words make...
Yeah,
Just gonna
it's a,
Google it for
it's a
image.
poorly designed word. It's think a lever, just like a very simple a stick with like a little hook at the end, and you put a long ass arrow in it, and you throw it really hard.
Okay.
It was one of the first hunting weapons that humanity invented.
And he does it for bombs?
Yeah.
It's in this case, it's more of like a you know the thing you use to throw a ball for a dog.
Chuck it.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did you have like a freaking not Quidditch? What's the real sport that has a stupid name?
Lacrosse.
No, the one with the net.
That
No, the one with the ball and then it's like the net
Lacrosse.
thing. Is it lacrosse?
Yes.
Lacrosse.
Oh yeah, the lacrosse then.
Oh yeah, with the sticks.
Yeah, those
Oh,
things.
Yeah,
Yes.
with the net sticks as lacrosse.
Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah.
Yep.
I just figured Ash would recognize it first as a weapon before a sports.
Yeah, I'm just for the sake of mental image because you said
Yeah,
it
yeah.
wasn't quite for a bow.
Yeah,
Um,
it's rather than being for throwing a spear, it's for throwing a round object.
Yep. All right. Yeah. He's kind of. You can basically feel like Ash is like sizing this kid up. Like, what can he do? What can he not do?
Do you want to arm wrestle?
But no, he's playing the Caius game here.
Yeah, but I'm playing the Caius game a little better.
Oh, go for it then. He just like pats you on the back.
I'll pass. I've never really been good at arm
And you see one of the dwarves look over like, I'll arm
muscle
wrestle.
posturing.
I'm gonna arm wrestle the fucking dwarf.
Alright, you
Kill
see him
the
kind of look
dwarf.
at you, and he just looks you dead in the eye and drinks a potion. Let's go.
I learned-
Oh, no.
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
I'm like, I've never been one for macho posturing.
Then I'm gonna cast guidance on myself.
Okay.
And Ash like slowly nods like, okay, you're not playing the Caius game then.
And yeah, I also craft potions and poisons as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
I assume this is going on in the background.
Yeah. First has one of
Um,
these bad boys.
Roll me an athletics check. So you go.
Man.
Whoa. Haha.
Bloody hell.
Okay. It's a bit back and forth, and eventually you feel the magic surge, and you eventually slam his hand down onto the table. Kind of looks at it and goes, "Fuck it, hey, all right, fair enough."
He's gonna stand up and go stand beside Ashton, just very triumphant.
So there's like a small conga line of dwarves are just like, "Can we arm wrestle next?"
No.
Well,
Later.
we all have different potions we want to try.
Later, go away.
Oh, did I
Actually,
pull
like
anything?
leans over from like behind Xenia, like to the ground. It's like, you can try them on each other and see who's his best.
It's true.
I mean, yeah, but we know this one's the strongest.
Tonight,
He just kind of shrugs then.
you can pit.
All right, you guys do have a pit,
You can pit.
by the way.
Bring a table and chairs.
Cool.
Goodness.
Those notifications
They're gonna look at you,
Things
look at
don't
each other, and like,
get-
it is night.
Oh
Really
my
right now?
god, I hate these earphones, yo.
Purvis pulls out pulls out his notebook, and he shows him the various alchemical recipes for potion of climbing, potion of growth, healing, water breathing, greater healing, something called cure all.
Ashley looks at it. It's like cure all.
Yeah, basically, and he'll explain that. Yeah.
Listen. Action curing any disease ending its poisoning and causing it to be immune to being poisoned for 1 hour. Huh.
So it's like how sometimes some clerics can cure stuff,
Yeah.
but better.
There's potion of greater healing. Learned how to potion of
Wait, you
heroism
can just
and
make
a-
those? How
I'm
easily?
having mic issues.
We can tell.
Yep, we can hear it.
I keep cutting out.
That might be your internet, to be fair.
Yeah.
Hmm?
Yeah. So like he can make it. He can brew. He give me 10 minutes.
10 minutes?
You can make a healing potion in 10 minutes.
Up to a. Well.
How much money does it cost for you? Like how much in materials?
Oh, those are no. Oh, those are. What's the word?
Negligible?
Negligible. Yeah.
He's gonna like feign to Ashta. It takes me 8 hours.
Yeah, just looking back like, what the fuck is this kid?
You guys fucking found
Does he
Edward Elric.
cry them? What's the thing here?
Are his tears healing potion?
Do fire genasi sweat?
Sweat.
I don't know,
Roll a history check or medicine check. Yeah.
I'll actually use one of my reagent die and make a. I'm like on the spot make a potion of greater healing.
Okay. Yeah.
It
Fire
lasts
genasi
24
sweat.
hours, but they last 24 hours.
Oh, so it's okay. That's,
Oh.
But I have.
there's the drawback.
Yeah.
But I
but
mean,
I can make them up.
There we go.
yeah, ostensibly, if you're there, it's like having a very high supply of them.
Yes,
Impressive.
they come as you need them. Yeah.
I just like thinks for a second. It's like, so we set you up here.
Let's commit homicide.
You can help. I just like half distracted with like Esther wrestling her Fane in the background for some reason.
These are like things like, is Esther okay?
I don't. Rosalind would say if there was any trouble, but
Rosalind, you can see that Esther might have gotten into one of the drinks and is just having a time.
Okay, yep. We're
Yeah.
fine.
Okay, bitch better work now. I'll be pissed.
Group chat, is Esther okay?
Knocking her head, just like. Is she...
Okay, Rosalind,
Es-
don't worry, she's fine. I'm keeping an eye
Wait.
on her.
What's happening?
We're just making fun of your mic issues.
Oh, fuck off.
so Esther looks is like, okay, you can do a hell of a lot, and I'm sure you could get a lot of. You could both get helped by and really help the alchemy team over there.
Yeah.
Can you do magic? Magic or just your potion?
I was never really proficient with magic, other than like burning hands and stuff.
The Genasi special.
Yeah, the Genasi special stuff, but like, no, I usually just. This is what I'm capable of.
And
He also has poison. He also has poison. He also mentions that he has various recipes for different poisons as well.
goddamn, okay. Well, we have giant snakes in the forest nearby, so I mean,
Yeah. Let's see. Basic poisons. Serpent venom. Yeah, I can use those. And I also have a truth serum if that interests you.
yeah,
Hold on, doesn't Ashta have a vial of
he looks back. He's like, yeah, he pulls out 3 vials and he goes like these.
Yeah.
Wait, of
Purpose. Roll me an intelligence check.
Of what again?
truth serum?
Oh my god.
Oh wait, that was.
Is that Kai's sheet?
No, this was that was for Mr. Sheet. I just meant.
Okay. Those bottles look pretty similar to the ones that you know the one who taught you uses.
Huh.
Oh.
I recognize those bottles.
He looks at him. I don't. Does anyone remember where he bought these?
I was gonna ask, where do we get the
I don't know.
Go over an intelligence check. Each,
Oh, dear.
Ashta and Xenia.
Hey, Fane, pull up the file.
I don't remember.
Wow.
I don't know.
Wow.
Oh,
Wow.
Damn.
Group chat, where did we get the truth serum?
He's just
I
thinking.
don't
He's
know.
thinking, and then Esther's like her Fane are drunkenly mumbling in the back of his head. He's like, "Shut up! Fuck up."
Are
What
you-
were you thinking about?
When you say group
getting
chat,
this
are you asking everybody else over Fane? Or
It'll happen later, but Xenia will be like, Remember that truth serum we got? When?
Where? How?
You're like, what truth serum?
She's fucking drunk.
Ashta's truth serum. Can Rosalind do an intelligence?
Yeah, go for it.
17?
Fuck, I don't know. Give me a second.
Laughing at our 2s and 5s.
I know the feeling. I know the feeling. I am very. It was so early on in the game. I'm tempted to say it was like one of our first stops in maybe Lentiel.
Was it pre-record? It's
It
pre-recorded.
was definitely.
had to
Here's the
have
thing. If it was in the first episode of the recording, I'll have it written down. So I'm checking right now.
No.
It wouldn't have been the
it's
first one, no. It was.
well before. Let me see if it's way back in my notes.
I didn't know those existed until I remembered.
Their notebook.
I want to say in that case that you probably would have gotten it from the Citadel.
I didn't even know we had truth serum.
Ashta
Ashta does.
For 80.
Ashta's got his own utility belt.
It's just under a lot of steel.
Utility
He's got the fucking shark repellent.
Yeah.
I mean, he has Oni repellent.
Yeah. Speaking of which, actually, he's like, okay, real quick too. Then, if I could give you a task for, I don't know, we help John, so just small thing, but he pulls out a dose of the Oni repellent. Could you reverse engineer this stuff?
He takes a look at it.
Roll me an alchemy check.
Alchemy? Sure. Give me a sec here. Ugh.
Probably ask my uncle, but I mean, if you can find a better way to do it, get the same effects.
Fergus, you look at this. Take a sniff of it. This is basically garlic powder and silver dust.
This is garlic powder and silver dust.
Huh. All right. Can you do something better than that?
Possibly.
No, it's
What are you looking for precisely?
Oni repellent.
Oni repellent. I'll look into it.
All right. Yep.
Give me an alchemy check to see if you can estimate your skill, cost, materials, what you might need, all that.
Oh, it's big brain time.
Big
Okay.
concept.
You can think of a couple ways to make it stronger,
Yeah.
and you think of a couple ways to make it, as opposed to a dust that you have to push out, you can basically make it like a spray you put on yourself.
Yeah.
Either would be possible. You would need to convert this into a liquid, which would require a bit of quicksilver and a bit of a bit more foul-smelling ingredients, both of which you have access to with the alchemy lab. Wouldn't take you too long.
Yeah. Wouldn't take you too long.
All right. Okay. I guess the bigger question at hand, though, to end this kind of interrogation off here.
Yeah.
Well, we brought you on board, and like I said, you can certainly learn and teach some stuff here. But what are you looking to do?
Honestly,
You've got a floating roof over your head, but
I'm not sure. I've been trying to look for a reason to use all of this other than, just for research purposes alone. Looking for
Yeah.
practical application.
You want to
Yeah,
co-op?
he nods for a second. It's like, how old are you again?
17.
A child, no.
No!
There's only one thing worse than an alchemist.
A child! No!
17's pretty young, right, Ashta?
He looks over and is like, right, elf. And yeah, 17's pretty young.
Ash just having like a flashback, like, oh shit.
Maybe we
Oh,
could
no.
teach him?
The Dean of Valeri is secretly Carson.
Oh, that's
Sorry,
secret.
God.
They're just both named Carson.
It's his persona.
Yeah.
Did you say it's his persona?
Persona.
Oh, okay.
Jesus
He'd also
Christ.
be a scaly because it's a T.
Stop.
Anyway,
Oh my god, Carson's a scaly.
Stop!
Senior's gonna look at Ash and just go, so we could teach him how to be safe? This is also through Fane. We could teach him how to be safer?
Look, the kid's...
He looks
He's-
capable.
He's horribly useful, and I don't like it.
He's capable, and I feel like anyone who's taller than you should be allowed to help out at least twice.
What the
mood.
fuck does that mean?
What does that mean? What the fuck does that mean?
Means you a bitch. And a pussy bitch is that.
I mean, like,
First of all, fuck you. Second of all, what about the dwarves?
that they have beards. It's
If you
weird.
stack them on top of each other, they become taller.
If you meet an elf that's shorter than you, they are not allowed to work with us. Got it.
Uh,
Elves can't grow beards.
Where's my fucking... Here it is.
Thank you.
They have to be taller than you, or they have to have a beard better than
You must be this high, to fight, this tall to fight the Zodiacs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he could help out for a little bit, and if he does something and almost dies, or does die and we have to bring him back to life,
I'm
Then we
not.
Esther.
Yes.
okay, I'm gonna redact. Then, if something happens and we feel like it's a bit out of his league, then we can say, chill out, we can train a little bit, and then we can try again.
We had one Fire Genasi die. Let's not make it a twofer.
I'm also, like, looking up in the corner like I'm talking to Devin, but then I realize Xenia's 6 inches taller than Ashta, so I have to look down and adjust it to stay in character.
Okay.
'Cause
Fuck is that?
It doesn't matter. We're on voice chat, but okay.
Here's the thing, here's the thing.
immersion.
It's funny.
If we ever play in person, am I gonna have to like get a chair that's much lower than everyone else's?
Oh my god, no.
Yes.
We're gonna have to put you in Conrad's, like, weird little springy chair.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to get Ariel like a large pillow to sit on.
Yeah.
We're gonna need to give everyone else either a higher seat or get Ash to get Devin to lay on the ground.
Devin's sitting on the floor.
Like
And
a
I'm
little-
gonna be strapped to the ceiling with duct tape because I'm God. So,
God is merely an NPC.
Ashta, you get a tap on the shoulder from one of the dwarves.
He like starts for a second, remembers not to shoot him. He's just like, yeah, what?
He looks at you immediately. It's one of your soldiers, and he goes, sir, question. Is there like a maturity limit to your soldiers?
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh no.
Like he pinches the bridge of his nose and he goes, "I'd like to ask your reasoning behind this question, sir."
He shows you a pad of paper that has some math on it, and he goes, I'm the equivalent of 15. Is that a problem?
Oh my god.
Oh,
What's what kind of beard does this guy have?
Sorry?
Does this guy have a beard?
Yeah, he has a beard.
Dwarf.
The dwarf.
Uh-oh.
He looks. It's
Dwarves
like,
probably grow beards at the equivalent of 12.
yeah.
Yeah.
Xenia's gonna, like, glance over at Ash and just go, uh-oh.
He's looking over and he's just like, I mean, okay, there's mental age, but there's also just existing in the world long enough to understand how things work. It's messy when it gets to the longer-lived races, but when you're 17 and your age span is 100, it's a bit different.
Well, I'm the equivalent. Like, real life, I'm... Hold on, he looks back to his pad of paper. 38. But that's equivalent to 15 for you.
I mean, I'm just kind of like, yeah, but you've.
But I'm...
The thing is
but I've proved
that
myself useful.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
But you also could have conceivably lived with someone who could have been that age equivalent or higher and known them your entire life with a maturity understanding. Like I said, it's different with longer lived races. It's not a one-to-one equivalent.
well, I learned to walk when I was 5, so I don't know if that counts. But,
Oh, don't worry, I learned how to rock when I was 12. It's fine.
really with legs? You're so tall, though. Okay. He kind of turns to the dwarf and goes, not to the dwarf, to Fervis, and he goes, oh, if they don't take you, we'll train you up.
We can see. This
Yeah,
can be
yeah.
a nice... Xenia will feign again. This can be a nice trial period.
I mean, what are we going to do? Like, we're not jumping into combat immediately.
Exactly, but we're also going to be down Akaya, so maybe he can help with a bit of the potions that we're working on, some of the stuff we want to try out for enchanting.
I know, but if he's going to be with us, he's going to be seeing stuff, and if he's going to be seeing stuff, then we're going to have to bring him into the more tight-knit.
Do we have someone who's certified to give him some... I feel like us as a group are able for therapy talks when a big thing happens.
What does that mean?
I
does
thought
therapy
that's
mean?
what you mean.
Does Ash not know what the word therapy means? That makes a lot of sense.
No, he's like, what? But like, if he, I thought you meant if he sees something like.
No, I'm saying if he sees like a freaking zodiac and someone's gonna take him in for freaking what we did with Aquarius is over, Fane.
Well, we don't need to tell him Aquarius is a zodiac.
But you know what I mean. We're only gonna get into things that we're not gonna want to tell other people, and we're dragging him along with us in the group.
If the memory thing works with Caius, then it's probably gonna work with him. So we.
Caius is willing. This is a 17-year-old.
Ashta, there's one more step from behind you as Carson walks in. And he goes,
And he
Ashta.
he can tell by the footstep pace. He's
Yep.
just like,
Well, considering that there's a limp, yes. He goes, Ashta, how old were you when you joined the guards again?
I'm not having any of this from you.
Ashta, how old were you when you joined the guards?
I'm not hearing any of this responsibility nonsense from you.
Carson, how old was he when he joined the guards?
If I recall correctly, he was a solid 17 or 16. No?
Oh, then I think this is fine.
And if I'm not mistaken, our
Asher
test
looks
to see
over
if
his
you were
shoulder.
worthy- If I'm not mistaken, our test to see if you were worthy was an archery.
Vanishes Carson.
Okay, Carson disappears.
Ashta, what the fuck did you do?
Also, Ashta, roll me a D20.
Duty 20.
No, D20.
What?
Because he's the one that teleported.
Did you touch him? Does it require melee?
No,
it's
it's-
range.
60 feet.
In that case, it's a single
But he's the one casting the spell.
teleportation
opening the
was
rift.
on you.
Teleportation was on him.
Fucking okay, then he wouldn't use it then. I didn't know how that worked.
We'll say for the sake of this that it doesn't open anything, but I do want to see the D20 at least.
Fucking... Why? Five.
No.
You're good. We'll assume this is when he learned that it doesn't apply to this.
He would have known this beforehand. He wouldn't
Regardless.
chance that shit.
Carson disappears.
Yep, okay.
You're gonna come back.
Oh. Gee,
In a minute.
Okay. But I,
Ashta, over the Fane, you were getting just incoherent yelling. What planet of existence did you pick to put him in?
It's the demi-plane. It's not a proper...
Oh, that's right. Okay.
This isn't plane shift.
Right, sorry.
God, could you imagine?
You fucking
Well,
yointed
plain
him.
You left me in the night!
He's just kind of floating in space right now.
Yeah, sorry, he's incapacitated right now, yes.
well, if you were 17 and you, never mind. If
Yeah,
you
and
were
I turned
17
out great, right, Zinnia?
Now you're great, but you were with us, and I feel like if he starts with us, it'll be fine. You get it?
I don't...
None of us drink.
He looks up like, what? Do you hear Esther over the Fane right now?
None of us
Drink that much.
None of us drink that much, so it's like
Do you hear?
he's not there. He doesn't know. As in Fervus.
Yeah, no, this is John talking.
But
Peanut gallery.
that's what they're thinking, but will they say it to his face? No, Xenia loves Ashta. But like we're nice. And your group was nice.
No, it's...
Eh.
Chara's coming home when they have the freedom to come home.
Oh, Connor, your mic's on.
Most likely. Sorry.
He's just like, look, it's... I don't want to redo things that, ended with me.
Okay. So with that, then
There's a dark fucking mirror I'm looking in right now.
Xenia's like gonna put their hands on their shoulders, but they're still talking fully through Fane.
It's gotta be so weird
But-
for everybody else in the room.
Gotta be so weird.
Just
but
glare.
if it's a dark mirror, then you know the warning signs. And a lot of us are pretty.
Fergus is leaning over to one of the dwarves. They're just glaring at each other. What's going on?
Cena's gonna look over. We do this all the time. Back to Faye. But
Okay.
you know the warning signs, so you could be the one to sort of help move him in the right direction.
Xenia, do you know what the
To
first
not-
warning sign was?
Uh-oh. Being
Everyone
17
died.
right in the air. Oh.
Oh.
I don't think- Well, if someone dies, we have a way to bring them back. So...
Oh, that makes it better.
No, you know what I mean. I'm not good at this.
I'm not good either, and this is exactly why I don't want to bring on a 17-year-old.
That's very fair. I don't know what 17 means.
17 again.
I love Zac Efron. No. But okay, I'm gonna leave this decision. I don't know what this really means for you guys, so I'm gonna leave.
What's your
this
lifespan?
700 years.
Okay, now divide 700 by 100.
I can't do math.
Hmm.
7? 7?
Yeah,
Bappy.
yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
He's Bappy.
7?
Yep. So 1 of ours is 7 of yours.
Okay.
I-
I'm trying to do some math in my head, and I'm like, I don't fucking know.
He pulls up his Fane calculator. 7 times 17 is 119. What were you up to when you were 119, Xenia?
I'd have run away from home 19 years prior.
So, you know, on the good decision-making path.
I met you guys. So,
How old are you right now?
133. But technically, the equivalent of an 18th birthday is 100. But that's our. How old am I towards?
You're 19 equivalent. That is correct.
Gracious me.
Ty completely thought they were 24. But apparently, okay. Well, a rite of passage is our 100th birthday when we're usually allowed to go out. But I ran away from home, and I locked myself in a room for a few years as well. So I'm a little bit emotionally stunned.
For a few years.
Yeah, it was a Remy thing, but I'm gonna leave this decision to the people who know the lifespan, sorta. So like you, wait, Xenia knows the lifespan of Aasimar. Ashton was 17 when he joined the army. That's younger. That's like 15.
Well,
No,
it's
Aasimar up to adulthood are the same. They just
Okay,
Yep,
good
yep.
to know. Cause
He just has a longer end game.
Yeah, 150. But okay, I'm gonna leave this to the people who know how the brain works at that point, because I don't know, and I just learned I was 19.
Look, just it's less about if he's the best. It's just,
Okay.
there's a lot more he can do, and I don't know if we want to let him waste it with whatever we're getting up to, and he's gonna die, or at least be living the rest of his life having known what death feels like.
Then how about he only does the legal stuff with us?
He like gives this bewildered look.
What?
What does that mean?
That mean?
No murder until you're 18? Purvis, when's your 18th birthday?
In a couple of weeks?
See?
Dude, don't see me.
Don't see me.
Well, if he's gonna be 18, he'll be a legal adult.
You're not here.
I'm just saying.
Well,
Quiet Junket Esther on the Fane.
we can... Is Esther just keep messaging you two? Like, is she in the
It's
entire...
very distracting.
It's so distracting. But I feel like, so in 2 weeks is the council thing. So I feel like he could be okay after that. We're losing Caius. The only thing we're losing Caius.
We're not losing Caius, he's going on hiatus, and
He's going on hiatus for who knows how long. So, what else are we gonna do?
whatever. Fuck. No.
I know you're worried. I am worried too because I don't... Baby. But maybe this is something we need to consider, but when everyone's here and when everyone's sober. This is to the group chat towards Esther as well.
Pardon?
Look, the
Wait, what? Gaius goes like, wait, what are we deciding on?
Sobriety.
I'm sorry, I'm confused.
Sober?
The joke was made that because your mic was having issues, Esther was basically drunk texting the group through Feign Chat.
Oh,
It was when there were
Okay.
just little blurbs of words coming
When you
from
were threatening murder.
Yeah.
and you're just like, God fucking damn.
oh.
Yeah, we just called it drunk texting. It was great.
Mhm.
But yeah, maybe we'll decide it with everyone else. Okay? Okay.
Alright, yep, sure. The only thing I can see in favor, if he's got healing potions and buffs and beneficial stuff like that,
It can help.
it could mean someone else not having to go through certain things.
Now, should we go back down?
I mean, it looks calm enough up here, so sure. If
Okay.
if there's any more of those ghost things, hopefully they're following us and not anyone else.
One
We'll
second.
check in on the other you.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, I'm not gonna make the joke anyway, because that's gonna be mean.
It looks like you look like you're thinking about something very hard.
Yeah, talking the other me. Maybe they'll talk again.
Yeah, sure. Let's go see.
Ooh.
Is Fergus coming with her?
Hey, Fergus, do you want to see something
Hey kids, you
Oh,
want to see a
no.
dead body?
weird? You wanna see a soulless?
Body without a soul? Yes?
You want to see a bisected soul?
Yes?
No, it's like yeah, someone else you should probably be introduced to in the meantime. Have you talked to the Monarch yet? If not, probably them too.
No, I don't think I've been introduced.
We'll do that too then.
We'll do.
Monarch's on the way anyways.
As Fergus is introducing to Big Bird, we're gonna cut to the if Sky, if you're there, the desert crew. If Sky is present,
I think
I'm here.
Desert 2
I just
might
muted
be-
myself to avoid anything.
I just wanted to make sure.
Desert 2-0.
So
And just for the sake of it, they're doing the Monarch and then they're checking by Taliesin and then they're immediately going back down to the desert.
Yeah.
all right. And as in the desert, Esther,
Oh,
you've been challenged to a contest you cannot back down from.
no.
Kriana has said that she can sand surf better than you.
I'm playing. I'm like, that's a lie.
Or
Bring it.
So, as you guys head up to the dune, I assume Rosalind kind of does like a, hey.
Of note, wasn't the challenge actually Garil?
Oh, there was an original challenge.
Oh.
Kriana has now offered a new challenge.
we're still recovering from the hole in his gut.
Triple threat, yeah.
Mentally more than physically, but yes. And Kriana says, Esther, that she can outsurf you any day of the week. Alright. Fair enough.
I'm about to commit a murder.
On
Sorry,
Kriana or
what was
general?
just said? No.
Kriana has said that she can outsurf you any day of the week.
No. That's just a hard no.
You've been away from the desert for years. You haven't got any practice in. I can outsurf you.
Well, it's not fair to let me go without a trial run.
Well, don't want to give you into my little secrets. Challenge one of your friends.
My friends don't know how to sand surf.
Yeah, so it'll be roughly your skill level.
Oh, listen here, you absolute. Where's Gario?
You see him, like, basically, like, healing a child's wounds from, like, what looks like what might have been some kind of, infected, like, a leg. And he's just, like, whispering to them and, like, calming them down.
She's gonna walk over.
Looks up and goes, yes?
When you're done with this one, and she'll kind of pat the kid on the head.
Kind of just grumbles.
I know, but when you're done with this one, there's a competition that must be engaged in because my honor has been spat upon, and I need to do a trial run, and you're going to be my opponent.
At this point, Rosalind walks up. What's this about honor being spat upon?
Cryana spat on my honor, said she could out sand surf me, so now Gariel is going to be my test run.
Ah,
I mean, she's probably right, though.
may I come watch?
Excuse me?
He puts his hands up like, hey, you've been away for a while.
You're fire resistant. I'm going to light you on fire.
Don't
In front
worry.
of the...
I'm sure.
The child looks very concerned at this.
I'm sure that Esther is going to do just fine. I went down on a shield the other day and I was perfectly all right.
We go a lot faster than that.
Yes, and I have never done that before. So, it wasn't that hard. You'll be all right.
She's gonna look at the kid. How
Rosalind
healed is this leg wound?
It's healed. Looks like she just got infected at some point.
Alright, is the leg fine now? Is he finished his healing?
He seems to have gotten a bit distracted, but as the kid kind of like pulls on his sleeve, he's like, oh, right. He comes back and you see a flash of celestial energy, and it seems a bit better. He kind of pats him on the head, like, make sure you're eating your food and drinking your medicine. And he goes,
You have no excuse now. I'm giving you a 3-second head start. I'm going to light you on fire.
he just picks up the kid and like sets it in his lap. Goes, are you? The kid is a Earth Genasi, by the way.
Damn it. Fuck. Well played. Well played. Rosalind, come. We have an event to prepare for.
Of course.
Make sure you wear your arm guards.
I'm not going to need my arm. Fucker. She's mad.
Really?
No.
I like to think that while Ash is having a fucking existential crisis over bringing this kid in, they're just like, we're going sand surfing, having fun.
Well, yeah. That's Ash's day-to-day experience, isn't it?
Yep, it's just
Yeah.
it's the juxtaposition is great. I almost wish these scenes could be cutting between each other every like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay. So, as you're given not a shield, Rosalind, but instead like a proper sand surfing board.
Just looking at how does this work again?
And Esther kind of pulls out her board. And you see it's like, it's very, again, worn and old and weathered and such. But, the same description she gave Ashta when he saw it. But,
They're like a windsurfer.
Yeah, so she's gonna kind of pull it out in just 1 second.
Alright.
We love when people leave the doors open. I'm gonna, again, commit homicide. But, well, have you ever sailed a boat before?
No.
Shit. Okay. You've never been to the coast?
There was the brief time we were all in Valeri.
No, I mean, alright. Well,
Anther's
okay.
Anther is very landlocked.
oh, but I thought, diplomacy and travel, well, I suppose. Anyways, long story short, you see this little bit here? She's gonna kind of point to the rudder.
Yeah, she's probably not been to the coast, and if she has, it's not been on a boat. I just rolled
S-
luck.
You're going to need this to steer. And you're going to need to control the sails as well.
Yeah.
And she'll just kind of run you through the basic comprehension of it.
Rosalind does her best to absorb it all.
It's easier, than the average person, but very odd. You question the wisdom of whoever invented this.
And yet she's about to go down a hill on it. Let's do this. She's got no room to question wisdom right
Please
now.
don't fucking die.
I got 87
And-
hit points. How bad can
Don't
it be?
keyleth yourself off some giant dune.
Why?
Don't worry, no one took damage in that fight, except for
As-
an NPC.
And Esther's gonna lead you up. Maddie. It's noise, dumbass.
Yeah, but why?
So everyone can hear it.
As
Anyway.
Esther has a
boy.
brief conversation with herself.
Yes, anyways, fuck. So, she's gonna lead Rosalind with the Sand Surfer, and you find it's a bit heavy. Not so much, though. She teaches you how to put the sail down so it doesn't catch any wind and make it kind of like an umbrella going down the beach and dragging you along with it. Up to, you know that vine where the dude, like, throws an umbrella at all these other umbrellas?
Run.
Yeah, that's kind of like the vine. But anyways, up to this very, very large sand dune. It's very difficult to climb up, but you manage.
Especially with this thing on your back. But yeah, you do get to the top, and you see Jeriel at the top waiting for you, holding a much sleeker and thinner version of what Esther brings up. Kind of just nods to you guys. So, ready to learn how to surf again?
Where'd you get that from?
Oh, I did some math and figured this would be a bit more efficient.
1 second.
As they bicker for a moment.
Rosalind's just quietly trying to set up the board for going down the hill eventually.
As a gust of wind goes by, like you have to like kind of catch it and like throw yourself onto it so it doesn't go flying without you.
Grandma had to say goodnight because
Alright.
she's sweet and we love her.
Oh no, I'm
But,
sorry this time.
Huh?
Continue.
Yeah, no homicide this time. Listen, so anyways, Esther just kind of set hers up, raise up the sail and the rudder, and you see her, she's gripping both the sail and the rudder sort of at the same time. The board is big enough and small enough, and she's older enough, and she'll kind of look at you and go, when I was younger, all three of us had to manage this one board.
That must have taken some coordination.
After a bit, Garu could tell you, he was there.
I mean, there is true only half the time. Whenever someone fell off, because you guys put me at the back, I'd usually be the first one to come off, but I was there.
Well, you were good at controlling the rudder,
Yeah, because I'd use my tail to hold onto it.
hence good at controlling the rudder.
That's also why I'm going to beat you. You never had to control the rudder, you just had to control the sail. I was raised in the pain. Molded in it.
Well, you're shit at controlling the sail. What's your point?
Oh, we'll see. Been practicing. It kind of sets up and says, you guys ready to go?
Ready when you are.
Rosalind, if you get hurt, don't worry, I'll put your bones back together.
I'll hold
Three.
you to
You will
that.
be fine.
2. And go. And each of you get to make an acrobatics check. Esther, you get to do so with proficiency.
Yes. Thank God.
Okay. 15.
Acrobatics is not her strong suit. So, sorry, with advantage or proficiency?
With proficiency.
Ah, okay.
So if you've got a dex
Okay.
with proficiency somewhere,
Acrobatics.
It's alphabetical.
I know, and I'm clicking it. It's just not working.
Okay.
Oh no, that's Rosalind. Never mind.
I want you work. There it is.
How could you...
Oh fuck.
and you're already proficient in it.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, let's roll for the boy.
Please be worse. Please be worse. Please be worse.
Strong 3.
Actually, what's his dexterity?
I'd actually croak. A strong 3.
A strong 3.
A mighty 6.
Oh my god.
Mighty Nine?
Mighty 9.
8.
9. Yeah, this boy is not dexterous, but he makes a good board.
Ooh.
He's got some
He's a
kind of
bitch.
bonus
One
check.
board or what?
Oh
Yes.
my god, Rosalind just won! How
She
the
did.
hell? How the
Rosalind, through virtue of having no concept of how to control properly,
No self-preservation within the understanding of the movements.
Yeah.
you do your best to get to the bottom as quickly as possible,
Yeah.
without much control.
Yeah.
You don't bother with the wind. You just kind of kick off the sand and go. You see that Gariel, he takes a second to wrap himself up and get ready first before he kicks off. And Esther, in her haste to move, her foot sinks into the sand a bit too much, just pull her leg out and then push after. Gariel's board does help him get ahead, as it is a bit more aerodynamic, and it seems to suit him specifically rather than whoever would get on it. But Ariel, by that time, Rosalind has gotten to the bottom, and really, despite the fact that your hair is pasted back as if you had gelled it in a horrible 70s impersonation, you got there first.
Esther just cares that she beat him. And that's all she cares about.
Yep. And at the bottom, you see Kryana, smile on her face, arms crossed. Told you she was your skill level.
Wow, I'll be damned. Good job, Rosalind.
I have no idea what I just did.
That's
I'm ready to do
the
it
best.
again, though.
So, Kryana, can she join the race?
I don't
Oh,
think I
I
could stop her if I tried.
I am not going to be able to compete. I just want to go down the hill again. I'm sorry. I'll try not to get in anyone's way.
Down
Oh
the
no,
hill
that's
we
part of the
go.
fun. If you get in front of them and you don't fall over, it actually stops them.
Yes, it does. And that is one of the best tactics of winning. Or just messing people over.
Alright. So, you guys can reset for round 2.
Yep.
Yes.
See a very disgruntled Jariel. I keep saying his name wrong. I forgot how I spelled it. Hold on.
Gariel.
His name's Gary.
Gariel.
Yeah, sorry. In my head, it was a Y for like 10 minutes. Don't know why.
As they're walking up the hill, Esther's gonna kind of rib into his side. Aw, sore loser?
No, I took too long to set up, even though I was the one counting.
Well, maybe try not doing two things at once.
He just looks at you and just... Nope, not worth it. He just continues walking up the hill.
Not worth really.
Out
It
of
wasn't worth the comment I was going to make.
Biting your tongue?
Hold on while he rolls a wisdom check.
A whole new man.
out of curiosity, I noticed that you've got a narrower board. I'm guessing that's
Oh, yes,
better streamlining, but is it the weight that gives you an advantage, or is it specifically the shape of it?
a bit of both. See, the difficulty you get with using the board sometimes is that a square sail can only kind of cut so much into the wind. Using a triangle one here, and you shift it this way, and he shows you the bottom of the board, where it's a bit front heavy as opposed to kind of evened out in the end. So the rudder technically is at the front, but he controls with his tail, and the rudder is at the back, but the actual thing that dips into the sand is at the front. Adding the extra weight there. He goes, theoretically it should work, but I think I'm not as much used to it. Like I said, I took too long getting ready.
My actual
And yes, it did
question
succeed.
is, my
Damn
actual
it.
question is, on the same board, would a heavier passenger go down faster or a lighter one?
A heavier one will always go faster if it's good conditions.
We need to put Ashta on the board.
No, I'm. All right, more weight is better.
In general, yes, unless the wind is strong enough. If the wind is stronger, then that weight doesn't really matter, then a lighter person will be better because the board will get carried more with the wind and actually go above the sand.
All right then. And Rosalind stops planning to use levitate on herself to see if that increases speed.
Cheats.
Just a little.
I'm glad we both had the same thought. I was so hoping you would do that.
Just cast levitate on the board and just like float like across whatever like track they're going down.
Mario
The
Kart.
thing is, I can't cast it on the
Mario
board.
Kart.
She can only cast it on herself.
Mm-hmm.
This is literally the cheese desert on Mario Kart.
What?
That one took me a second. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Alright, so you get to the top. You see Gariel kind of steps back and says, I'll count it out. separate from you guys this time. Everyone ready?
Ready.
Ready.
Cran just nods. Alright, 3, 2, 1. As Krana just rockets off at the start.
Oh no.
Esther, like, a step ahead of her.
Oh shit, we just made it. Fuck. We literally just made it.
Rosalind,
oh my
you're inclined to
God.
believe in beginner's luck at this moment.
Yep. Very.
Because you push off. The two are already gone, and you're not sure if there's actually fire trails behind them.
All right. She'll kind of take a leisurely slide down the hill, as much as that can be leisurely, and
Yep.
just watch the others from behind.
Yeah, and you do so, and unfortunately, there's a moment where you're kind of taking your time going down. You've kind of pulled the sail in a bit so it's not as strong. And you just shift your weight wrong,
Oh no.
and you just go tumbling end over end.
Yep.
Oh no.
The board survives. You don't take any damage, but you do land head over heel. And head is the first thing down. Sorry, face is the first thing that reaches the bottom. Your heels come after.
Yeah, once the race is over, Esther is off her board and basically running to get Rosalind out of the sand.
Yep. And with a bit of help, it's done easily, and you assumably prestidigitation yourself clean.
She's
Spit
pissing
sand
herself
out.
laughing.
Yeah.
You should.
She's patting herself off. Thank goodness the others weren't there to witness this.
Oh, but I have it in memory. Ah,
Oh no.
and we have fame.
Oh no.
You can play that shit in reverse and back forward and back and forward and back.
Frame by frame action.
All right. How?
Do you like the Emperor's New Groove where you circle it with the red pen and just like, this is when Rosalind realized that she had fucked up.
Esther's just gonna go.
How
I'm not
quickly
going.
does the feign? Okay.
Which goes. I'm not going to ever reveal, but just. I'm very glad that that memory is now stored. Oh, are you okay? Oh, you have sandburn.
I don't really feel it. I thought that was sunburn from yesterday. Honestly.
You will in a little bit. It'll
Mm.
sting, but it'll go away.
Crying pats your shoulder and it hurts like hell, Rosalind.
Ow.
Yep.
I
And
almost.
Esther is giving Kryna the biggest shit-eating grin. I win.
That was very impressive. The both of you. From what I
Rusty,
could see.
my ass.
You see Gorilla kind of like slides down kind of on his own feet, you look forward behind. And he goes like, are you okay? Do I need to put your bones together?
She didn't break anything.
That's not what I asked. And he kind of just like takes like the shoulders, make sure they're not like popped out or anything, and just
No, ow.
Okay.
Ow. No, it's not
Yeah.
dislocated. It's
Just-
not dislocated. It's just.
I need to make sure.
stretched.
And he eventually like grabs her by both shoulders with like a tight grip for a second, and you feel the healing energy go through.
Always the warrior.
She's an outsider, and she took a pretty hefty tumble.
It was.
Let's just say I have pity.
You'd be surprised, Rosalind's gone through a lot worse than just a slide down the sand.
And I've slid down the sand a lot to know that it's still not pleasant.
You did slide around the sand a lot. Do you remember the time you got stuck?
I do, and we're gonna leave it there.
We had to pull you up by your tail.
You see him wave his hand, and just an aura of silence. Esther.
Well, it's too late. I think we all heard that part.
Esther's just grinning.
This is just for my sanity, don't worry.
Esther makes a heart shape with her hands.
He just kind of shakes his head and waves his hand once more, and the silence goes away. I can bring it back. Be careful what you say next.
I had no plans on saying anything.
That's a first.
You insult me.
I do, often. Shall we get some rest now?
I'd like to go one more time, just to see if I can.
Just, and he kind of pats you on the shoulder, and you feel guidance cast on you. Be careful.
Oh boy. All right. She gets up the hill.
Kryna, Would you like to ride together for old time's sake?
Nope.
No.
Just put it this way, I don't trust you not to sabotage us. I know you would happily.
I would not, thank you.
That is a
I'd rather
bold-faced
like.
lie, and you know it.
I'd rather like to win.
Yes. And you have magic that can make that happen, I'm sure.
But I don't cheat. With magic.
That's what I thought. No, I'm gonna go get some rest. You kiddos, take your time.
Kiddos, I'm older than you.
Technically.
Yes, technically, I popped out first. I'm older than you.
That's why it's technically. Also, don't say pop. You crawled out, kicking and screaming, and you know it.
I came out on fire.
We all did. You're not
Yes.
special.
Fair enough.
He just gives you a hug and says, I'm going to sleep.
Go get some rest.
You see, Gabriel just be like, I'm gonna wait here for when you guys come down.
Please do. I do need to speak to you about something.
Sure.
Up again and down again, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah.
One more round.
One acrobatic check.
Oh, it's getting
Bloody
better
hell.
and better.
Yeah, no.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
no. 8. It's
can
technically
Esther-
better than the last one, but not by much.
Can Esther attempt a sleight of hand check to just grab Rosalind on the way down?
You're more likely to knock her over, but you can.
Shit. Alright, never mind.
Alright, so, Rosalind, to be fair,
Definite.
as you
bonus
tumble, you land feet first this time, not head first, which helps.
Oh, but that's worse though.
It's not as much sand in your mouth, at least. But, as you dust the sand off once more and compose yourself, Esther seemed taking this with no issues in the slightest. Seems she's gotten back into her groove.
Esther does a flip.
And this time it's intentional.
One more acrobatics.
No.
No, I'll say that's
No.
including the 25.
I was gonna say it's 25, Devin. Go fuck yourself.
If you get to milk all Sauna's natural 20s for all they're worth, she could take a 25.
Yeah, but I've had to re-roll for less with you as a GM.
Yeah, that's spite.
Yeah.
Alright. So, as you, take your time, Gabriel kind of lags behind Rosalind as she walks ahead and says, You, wanted me?
She coughs and kind of goes red.
She gives like a, you're always red. He gives you like a look of just like, oh, come on.
Phrasing.
Come on.
Phrasing!
Just answer the question. The one that I asked, not the one you asked.
Yes, I needed to speak with you. You knew I was never good with flirting.
I'm not answering that, and you know I shouldn't.
It's about the undead attack.
I assumed as much.
I spoke with the High Seer, and there are issues. There are known cases. Most of them are in the Liberia de Osium. None has ever been recorded so far out here. And the last attack to have ever occurred was a targeted one. And I think that you are the target.
You'll have to forgive me if I ask why. It seemed just as willing to attack you.
No. It went for you first. Specifically, you. If it were to target me, it would have ignored you and gone for me yet again. I was in between you and it.
But I was also injured already. If I were fighting someone and wanted to take them down quickly, especially if I was there to sow death and chaos, I'd go for who's hurt. Personally.
It showed up behind you. It could have attacked anybody with that ability. So why did it go after you? And necessarily also a cleric of a holy order, an undead, also one of knowledge.
I'm not
Could
saying
have
it
been
wasn't an
sent.
educated choice. But I don't think it was an assassin sent after me. I'm not...
Not an assassin, but a capture.
Either way, I'm not Of the people who have made enemies here, I don't think I'm the most prominent.
Not even necessarily an enemy of you.
What, do you think they're going after me for some greater purpose? Just a cleric?
Yes. You're not just a cleric. You're a cleric of Thoth with a very important artifact on your person. One that's been studied for years, like you said.
You'd be surprised how common situations like this are, but I do appreciate your concern. I'll set about getting some wards for myself. Things that keep me hidden from undead.
It's going to come back.
Okay.
All
When it does, I'll
documented,
make sure I'm protected.
all documented cases have it or creatures like it recurring.
Then I'll make sure that I'm around people who can keep me safe. I don't want you to force you to have to lug me around.
Do you mean?
Correct me if I'm wrong, you seem to be implying that you should be protecting me.
I'm not implying anything. I know you are strong enough to protect yourself. I know there are those who are able to protect you. But I am worried for your safety.
I appreciate it.
I need to also extend an invitation. I'd like to
Raises an eyebrow?
I'd like to invite you onto, and she'll gesture to the castle in the distance. There are people up there, beings up there, who will give more insight to your crystal. There's someone up there who knows more than we could ever comprehend about the beings trapped inside that crystal.
I would be interested.
Would you be willing?
For sure.
Well, we have to return tomorrow. Are you willing to
How
come
do
along?
you get up there?
Well, there are several ways. There are birds. There's a large floating rock. There's a winged horse. This is getting more ridiculous by the minute. There are a couple of ways.
I think I'll take whichever way that... Rosalind, I saw you flying earlier, right?
Yes.
Uh,
She looks back
Whichever
over her
way you
shoulder.
go, up to the castle, I'm gonna go with you, just in case.
I sometimes take the flying horse, and that really only seats two, and one of them has to be the person who lets it fly.
What do you mean, lets it fly?
It
Set
only
of rules?
has wings when one particular person is riding it,
Why?
because it's a very strange horse, but a good one.
Alright.
Lucy calls one person boss, and
the other one.
that person is the one who can give it her wings, or him wings. Lucy is a confusing name sometimes.
I think Lucy's a confusing
Well-
horse in general.
When I ride it, it catches itself on fire.
Well, yes, but that's just how fire works.
Mm.
He just like chuckles at you.
I haven't really
Even-
noticed much when I'm on Lucy's back.
It hasn't only ever just been you.
Mm.
Try it next time. Just you on the horse. And we'll see how it goes.
I'll have to ask Ashta if I can borrow his friend.
His noble steed.
Guys, quit horsing around.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. Mute you on the group chat.
It's 9 a.m. 9 p.m. Go to sleep. Fuck you.
Bedtime.
Fuck you!
This group chat is a fucking nightmare.
We can figure that out another time.
No.
For now, I think we should probably get some rest. And Rosalind will feign up to Ashta and the others up there. We're sleeping down here. Come and get us in the morning.
We're probably coming back down pretty soon once we're done with what we're doing up here.
Don't. You don't have to if it's simpler to
I'm
just.
keeping everyone in one place so I can guard them effectively.
And
Sorry, repeat that.
Rosalind sends back the Fane equivalent of her looking around with the thought, "Oh, is everybody in the one place? I hadn't realized."
When we're sleeping,
Well, we'll be fine.
Ashta, we're surrounded by people. I'm sure we'll be all right.
It's just one last night.
it's like, I mean, I can come and go anywhere as I please at this point, so.
Well, if you'd like to come and join us, you're more than welcome, but I'm staying down here for the night.
And he looks over at Zinnia. You want to go back down?
Yes. I don't want another snake happening.
I can't.
I think Caius needs to drop off soon anyways, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Maybe we can send the castle to go while we're staying the night.
Yeah.
I'd rather not while nobody is there who can. Oh wait, we gave Issa piloting
Yep,
capabilities.
Issa's
I'd
but
also
no
like
Fane.
to say goodbye to Caius.
Yes, I do need to say goodbye to Caius. Don't let him leave until I've. Keep him there.
So we need to
Good
do the
point.
right thing.
I've got one thing I need to do with Caius. One thing.
Only one.
Do you guys want to come up here real quick then, before you head to sleep?
It's simpler to just stay put and get rest. Where
And
we
he can
are.
go tomorrow.
Yes.
I'm putting the phone down. Rosalind, come on. Do not disturb mode is on.
Before Do Not Disturb Xenia, just like, did y'all know I was 19?
I'm sorry. What? In
Aw.
Xenia
did
is
the math.
19 and does
did
not
the
know
math.
how to read.
Xenia, I'm 19 and never fucking learned how to read.
Yeah,
Wait,
that
in-
tracks.
this is in terms of actual years or equivalent
Elven
ages?
lifespan equivalent to human lifespan.
Are you
Yep.
telling me I'm equivalent
Yeah.
older than you?
Yeah,
Yep.
but I hung
Or-
around old people all day today, and I felt like I was more in my element.
Rosalind, how old are you?
She looks over to Esther. Why? How old are you? I'm now doubting everything.
I'm 20. Well, I'm not 27 yet, but I'm 26.
Wait, are you the oldest of us?
Hey,
I'm 26. How old are you?
21.
How old is Ashta?
Isn't he 25?
24.
24.
133 guys.
Yeah, I know.
Caius
Actual
is technically
years.
the oldest, actually. He's like 30.
Oh god.
I'm
Caius!
133 guys.
Yes, in actual years you are the oldest. Run away. Equivalent, like, maturity level. Anyhow, we go to bed. We go to bed with this question in our minds.
Alright,
Ashta and
next
Xenia
morning.
laying down to say hi to them.
The next morning.
Yep.
Ashta puts a chair outside the tent as usual. Sleeps there.
I heard yelling. I'm concerned. What happened?
Oh, we were just discussing who was the eldest. Apparently it's Caius.
Yeah, he's like 30.
But once he's gone, it's Esther.
Yes, there.
Once he's gone, kill him.
I mean, equivalent year-wise, Esther's the oldest, but Esther's not the oldest.
I don't know what to do with this.
Alright, listen, alcoholic.
Yeah, he took years off his lifespan. His equivalent.
Hey, years off his
That
lifespan brought him to a
works.
human level.
The fact that Ashta is like 25 when he acts like a 40-year-old
24.
man going through his fourth divorce.
24. Yes.
Come on, third divorce.
Third divorce, third kid, alright?
He had almost everyone that he like knew his friend die, and then he had a good few years of alcoholism. I feel like he's deserved his old manness.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sending a message in the chat because I'm not saying it in the
I'm gonna say it out loud.
I cannot say it in the recording, and neither any of you, please.
Oh
Okay.
shit.
We promise.
We promise.
We long rest. Can we just long rest?
Yep,
and
we're
It'll be
get
roughly
starting?
your skill level.
and
Listen here,
do
you
our
little
things.
shit.
There's just gonna be a reaction in the recordings.
Oh my god, Conrad.
Wow.
See why this can't be read aloud.
You know
Yes.
what?
Not the second part.
You know what? Me too, Connor.
Alright, so the morning comes.
Yes.
Comment.
I will get you a dream at some point, Ash. I apologize.
No, it's I'm not expecting it at this point. You'll pleasantly surprise me.
Is
Yeah.
Esther a wisdom and intelligence check?
Expectations have gone out the window.
Yep.
Mhm.
It'll be, yes, it's intelligence. And yes, it will be pleasant, you bastard.
So so how many hours is that?
8.
And you can you do meditation and sleep or not?
How many hours do you have?
About fucking time!
68.
If you're above 60, you can do any of them in sleep.
What's
As long as they don't require
68?
like material components, basically.
What's 68 plus 8?
Finally.
76.
Thank you. I'm not good at the math.
How many hours are you getting? Sorry.
That's why I
8.
play D&D. I'm not good at math.
So you each take your long rest.
Sorry, what's the hours again? My bad.
8 hours of sleep.
Alright.
You guys are back to normal hours.
By the way.
Esther wakes up early. So if anybody is up and outside, they're going to see her leaving the tent.
Asha is
2 hours.
sleeping outside and is probably awake because they're fairly early.
Yeah.
Can-
2 hours. Probably accidentally woke up Ashta when I went to go take a walk.
Do you mind if this is just before sunrise, Conrad?
Sure.
Yeah, Esther will wake up just before sunrise, and she'll kind of walk outside the tent.
Does that as well.
Asha has like one eye go open.
You can come if you want.
Where are you going?
And she'll kind of point to the tall sand dune that they were going over the other day. Up there.
Any particular reason?
You'll find out if you follow. And she'll walk off.
Are you going just up there or past there?
She's like out of earshot at this point. She moves quick over sand.
He dashes as a bonus action. He catches up.
I'm going on top. And she climbs
over?
up this. Not over, just up
Alright.
top. And she climbs over and faces east.
Asha pulls out his compass to figure out which way that is. No.
East.
Yep.
She knows east. And sits down.
Didn't think of that, Conrad.
Correct.
Didn't think of that, did ya?
Go crossbow distance.
Confused, what?
It's okay.
Crossbow distance.
I like the new name, John.
Oh, thanks.
And
Just call yourself Boy Wonder.
Portland. Yeah.
does the sun begin to come up, Conrad?
Yes.
I'm scared. What's
No.
something wrong? I'm scared, yo.
The sun rises.
Alright, I'm asking. How does it look, dude? I want...
Oh, sorry, I missed the question.
Yeah, I'm asking. How does
The only question I got was, does the sun rise? I'm like, yes, why wouldn't it?
No, like, does it happen, bro? Because Esther's just sitting there and staring.
Yeah.
Takes a while, but sun rises. It's gorgeous. Give me a D100.
Another golden dragon appears from the murk.
You just find one in a dune.
Conrad, please
So-
tell me.
A bronze dragon egg. Or brass.
Drops from the sky, lands in your lap. Hurts. No. As you're watching, you note a little bit to the north. You see a brief flash of light, and then what looks to be a bird of some kind flying directly upwards.
What's that?
Peduncle.
Asha
Roll a
flicks
perception
on the
check.
sunglasses.
both roll a perception check. This is not like a mile away. This is far.
I know, but he's still
Oh,
gonna do
the
Yeah,
egg
better.
just like, yeah.
hatched.
Yep.
Well,
Um,
what a roll, boys. What a roll.
Bit of the Fane, because if this is what I think it is, it serves a bit of Fane.
Okay.
What are the odds?
Fane, zoom in and enhance. 22.
Pain analysis.
Okay. You can see, looking a bit more closely, you can see that as it's flying upwards, there are seemingly spells or magic of some kind trailing after it, and it does seem to have a vague outline of wings. But that's all the detail you can make.
Is that the direction of
It's bright though. It almost looks like a second sunrise. It's so bright.
Is that what I think it is?
What do you think it is?
I think the egg hatched.
Ash knows what fucking Phoenix is, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't even need to roll for that one yet.
Yeah, I was gonna say fucking better.
It's-
He knows how those work, and he's just like, fucking A. Looks like someone's having a fight with it too.
Oh, I hope they're kind in the sense it doesn't know any better.
You would know, Ash, that this has happened a few times since Peduncle fell. The egg hatches, there's spellcasters ready there to tame it and destroy it and turn it back into an egg, basically. You've heard rumors of this.
We were told this. It's been happening.
Right? He's just looking over.
Imagine how terrified that thing must be.
Who knows if it remembers every time?
And if it does, it's going to hate.
We'll stop by there. If anyone has a chance of making peace with it, I think that mantle on you is going to be our best bet.
I'd like to try.
Also, you're just kind of made of fire in the first place.
Yeah, I kind of have a +1 when it comes to that sort of thing.
And at worst, I can at least deal with it. Try not to kill it if I can, if it's not actively being dangerous, but if it is, then
I'd like to try with it first.
just don't get yourself
Killed?
too much danger.
I'll attempt not to.
I think it's got Fane.
What does?
That, and he points to the Phoenix on the horizon.
It has
By now,
fame.
you can see the light has gone out. It reached a certain height and just seemed to dissipate.
It has
From the
fame?
Archdruid, isn't it?
The Archdruid summoned it, as far as your knowledge.
If the Archdruid summoned it, then why are they continuously trying to destroy it?
Probably because, well, I get the impression when he did it, it wasn't exactly with the most long-term intentions. More so just getting rid of all of the potential issues that are in that town,
Well,
leveling the whole thing. This
then
one
there we
might just
go.
have an unfortunate side effect in the long run.
Well,
The three don't seem to be cropping back up as far as I know.
maybe it just needs a little understanding.
We can hope.
We can try.
Or maybe the thing's already so pissed off with how the world's going as of right now, nothing's going to convince it until we deal with the problem.
Well, I want to give it a try, crazy as it might be.
Like I said, if anyone can, I think you're the best chance I can think of.
Thank you, Ashta.
Any particular reason you came up here? Were you expecting it, or there's something else?
Oh, I haven't seen a sunrise like this since the day I left. I miss it. I used to come up every morning before the day started, even if I'd gone to bed very, very late. I'd always come up and see the sunrise. It was my way, I guess, of being religious in a sense.
We'll get a better look, and he takes off the sunglasses and sticks them on Esther's face.
That's not how sunglasses work.
Does it do anything, Conrad?
Yeah, as soon as it sits on your nose, your vision sharpens like nothing you've ever felt before. You look out and you maybe even turn to the village for a moment, and you can easily see people across the village moving 10 feet from them. Looking out towards the desert. You know when you put on glasses for the first time? And you see all the leaves?
Yeah.
You're getting that with like small parts of the sand dunes.
Taking every detail you can.
She is. And you can see, she's not moving, but she's actually crying. There's no sound coming out. It's just slipping. Tears down her cheeks.
Stands there for a sec. Bunch of things go off his hands, like there's a shotgun blast that goes off in his psyche, and he thought for a second, and he's okay, let's see if I know how to do this. And he gives Esther a hug.
Oh. He's learning. He's
learning.
He can.
You've broken him!
There's like in his head, he's like talking to fans, like, this is how you do it. This is how you do it, right?
You're not squeezing them like you're trying to squeeze like a barrel. You're not trying to make sure you can hold on to it. Just trust that they'll stay within you, but try to like wrap as much of them as you can. Yeah, there we go. The armor doesn't help; it's kind of stiff, but like you can make it work.
Esther just leans into him and hugs back as tight as she can with the armor. And you just hear her whisper, "Thank you."
No problem. Just kind of like lightly pats the head. Or the back, I guess. Proportionate height wouldn't work too well. That
She leans back and she takes off the goggles and she hands them to you, and she's still crying, but she's smiling. And just, I knew you had it in you.
is this like concerned look on his face, like what?
Sorry, repeat that?
He has a slightly concerned look on his face, like, what do you mean?
You hugged me.
I mean, he starts walking off.
She still has her glasses.
She said she handed him back.
Okay.
Yeah. Esther gets up and runs after. She's got a really big smile on her face. And she's gonna look and go, "You know, Fane can record things, right?" And just skip past him down the sand.
As he's going, he just yells back and just, you know, there's stories that your group probably shouldn't know.
She's just gonna faint back. Trust me, your secret's safe with me. But truly, thank you. And she turns around and she gives you a very bright, very warm smile. And just...
He returns a very subtle, slight movement of his face, one. Just faint in the back of the head. Fucking better be.
And with that, I think that's what we're gonna end for today.
Lift up your hair. Aw, that was such a sweet thing.
It was.
Yeah, that was so
That was,
fucking cute.
that was a fucking great way to end it. Oh my god. Aren't we taking a break though for the holidays?
Yeah.
Yep. Until the second week of January.
Mm-hmm. Aw, that was so freaking cute, yo.
All right.
Notice all the cutest moments came from Esther's time in the sun.
Love it.
It is time for wholesome mom moments, excuse me.
All right. Is there anything else we need to add to the recording, or shall I end it?
Happy holidays.
Happy
Happy
holidays.
And Happy New Year coming up.
Merry Festivus.
Merry
Festivus for the rest of us.
Blessed Yule and Merry Shitsgram.
And to all a good fight.
Merry
Merry Chrysler.
Your halls are getting decked.
Kumbaya.
Oh my lord. We're all children of Jesus. Kumbaya.
All right.
That's our message for
I'm
y'all.
I'm ending it now.
Good.